This Red Sox-Yankees series is brought to you by Jeep, the most awarded SUV lineup ever. And tonight from Fenway, the Red Sox, on the heels of their best win of the season, go for 2 in a row over the Yankees. It's the middle game of a 3-game series, and the Red Sox flying high after another Big Papi special in Game 1. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Yawkey Way. Great to have you with us. I'm Dave O'Brien. My partner, Red Sox Hall of Famer Jerry Remy. And Remdog, the ballpark is still buzzing after what David Ortiz did here last night. Once again, in the clutch, coming through with a gigantic 2-run homer.
Now, somebody told me he's retiring, and I just can't understand it right now. You know, you look at that ball game last night, and Ortiz, it takes a lot to be a great hitter, and you've got to be smart. And we speculated last night that he was looking for a breaking ball. I double-checked on that today, and he certainly was. Every time he faces Betances starts him off with a breaking ball, and that's exactly what he did last night. One that was outside, one that David could take to the opposite field, and of course we all know what happened there, giving the Red Sox the lead in the ball game. So Ortiz has been fantastic so far this season, and especially over the last 9 games. When you look at the numbers, a .343 batting average, that home run last night, 8 RBIs. He leads the Red Sox in RBIs at this point, and the OPS is just about off the charts at .995, considering the league average is about .710. So Ortiz is doing it all right now, and there's no signs of slowing up. Usually he's a slow starter during the cold weather. Not this year.
Certainly not, and a great moment last night. And when we come back, Gary Streisky will be down right next to the Red Sox dugout for more on Big Papi's clutch moment. Also, Rick Porcello trying to go to 5-0 on the season. He's on the mound for Game 2 from Fenway. That's coming up in just a moment. By BuyAToyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. By Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. By Subaru Retailers of New England, supplying award-winning all-wheel drive vehicles throughout New England. By LL Bean. By the 2017 Kia Sportage, visit anykiadealers.com to learn more. And by Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. The Red Sox and Yankees tangling in Game 2 a night after David Ortiz belts another game-winning homer to stun the Yankees. And for more on the moment outside the Sox clubhouse, here's Gary Streisky.
Hey, thanks, OB. Of course, we all saw the home run that won the Red Sox the game, but the story behind the home run is exponentially more incredible. It all starts with David Ortiz's friend and former teammate Kevin Millar and his family friend. Unfortunately, they have a son who's currently dealing with medical issues, whose only promise and wish was to have David Ortiz be his friend. And David ratcheted it up a little bit, sending young Maverick a message before the game, promising a home run. And like he's done so many times in the past, he delivered.
When things like that happen, it makes you believe that there's something special out there that we should believe on, and And after the game, Millar come to me. Millar was crying when he was showing me the video that Maverick sent his bag. Maverick is a little kid, so it was very touching, and I started thinking about it right after. You know, like when I got home, I that was when I really was like, wow, I can't believe this really happened. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. And he, Millar told me that his parents haven't seen him that happy in a long time, because he had been very sick, you know what I'm saying? But I always say there's something special out there. I'm a huge believer in God, and I know that God makes a special thing happens.
So David Ortiz, north of 500 home runs and counting. Now, he did joke towards the end of that scrum here in the clubhouse that he can't promise, unfortunately, a home run to every single child who requests one, because then he would be upsetting a whole bunch of kids. But OB, true on this. He said he's made 3 promises to hit 3 home runs to 3 different kids, and so far he is batting 1,000, a perfect 3 for 3. Hopefully we see another home run from David Ortiz tonight as the Red Sox take on the New York Yankees. First pitch from Fenway Park coming up.
Chevy dealers. Jacoby Ellsbury leads off, followed by Brett Gardner and Carlos Beltran. Mark Teixeira at first base. A-Rod the DH. McCann the catcher. Castro at second base. Gregorius at short. Chase Headley at third base. And batting ninth, up against the Red Sox starting pitcher, presented by your New England Audi dealers, that is Rick Porcello at 4-0, the best start of his career.
Now the Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are 4th in the league with 10 errors in 23 games. Travis Shaw at third base, Xander Bogaerts the shortstop, Dustin Pedroia at second, Anthony Ramirez the first baseman, left to right Brock Holt, Jackie Bradley Jr. and Mookie Betts, and Christian Vasquez doing the catching.
Tonight's umpires are brought to you by ToyotaCertified.com. Dan Isanya has the balls and strikes. Alan Porter, John Tumpain, and Lance Barksdale, the umpires on the bases. And we're set for the first pitch. Jacoby Ellsbury with terrific numbers against Porcello. Don't be surprised if he goes after one right away. 12 for 25 and 4 home runs. And the first pitch is in there for strike one, and we are underway in a pretty night.
That's a good indication right there for Porcello. He wants to be down in the strike zone. That ball a little bit lower than the strike zone and called the strike.
Ellsbury hitting .247. He was 1 for 2 and walked twice last night. He was also caught stealing. And he does have Vasquez behind him tonight. Gardner on deck. Porcello has been pitching so effectively and deep into games, and is fast becoming just what the Red Sox hoped for when they signed him to a 4-year extension last year.
Hey, look at his numbers too. It's amazing. He has 30 strikeouts in 25 2/3 innings. Opponents hitting 200.
3-1. He's gone at least 6 innings in all 4 wins. Over the last 3, he's allowed a total of 12 hits. He's been very, very tough to hit. The 3-1 to Ellsbury.
See Jacoby questioning the umpire. Wanted to know if that pitch was in the strike zone. Yes, we know he swung at it. He knows, but a lot of times hitters want to know if that pitch would have been a strike if they didn't swing at it.
The 27-year-old from New Jersey with a 3-2 pitch. Hammered to short. Nice stab there by Bogaerts, and he gets him. Another good stretch by Hanley at first base.
2 nice plays. Bogaerts too, because that ball kind of had a funny hop to it, spinning away from Xander. He had to go down to 1 knee to make the play, get back up, and then quickly throw the ball to first base. Hanley Ramirez on the other side of this, going into the stretch, picking it off the dirt, and they do get Jacoby Ellsbury out.
Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish. Selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by ToyotaCertified.com. Search for your factory-backed Toyota certified used vehicle right now.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Here's Brett Gardner, the speedy left fielder. Psychologically, it's only 1 out in the game, but for Porcello to get Ellsbury on a routine play the way he's hit him, that's important.
Yeah, especially falling behind 3 balls and 1 strike against Jacoby.
And put him away with a ground to short, and that's in there for a strike right on the edge.
You know, when you look at the first 3 guys in the lineup, Ellsbury, Gardner, and Beltran, they've all had success against Porcello, so he's got his work cut out for him right here in the first inning.
Gardner, a .269 hitter overall, .304 in his career against Porcello with a homer. That'll be a called strike. These cold hard facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Brett Gardner's last 25 games against the Red Sox, he has been trouble. A .327 average and 3 home runs. Porcello trying to strike him out, pick up his first K tonight. Softly rolled. Here comes Hanley. He'll take it himself and stabs the bag for the out. Even though Porcello was over there, 2 down.
Porcello really wanted to throw the curveball in that situation. He shook off a couple of fastballs, 1 in, 1 away. He shook off the changeup, and he goes with the curveball, and it pays off. Hanley has to quickly get to that first base bag because Gardner really runs well down the line.
That'll bring up Carlos Beltran, a right fielder. .250 with 4 home runs. Still has good power. And he's another guy, as Jerry pointed out, who has numbers against Porcello. Popped up toward left near the stands. Brock Holt moving over and has room, and he'll make the catch. And Porcello gets him very quickly. 1, 2, 3. It'll be Betts, Pedroia, and Bogaerts when we come back. Back at Fenway, the Red Sox lineup brought to you by BuyAToyota.com. Toyota's website for deals. Mookie Betts, Dustin Pedroia, Xander Bogaerts, 1, 2, 3. David Ortiz, the DH. Hanley Ramirez at first. Travis Shaw at third. Brock Holt back in there and left. Christian Vasquez does the catching. And Jackie Bradley, one of the unheralded stars last night, had a big night again at the plate late in the game. He is in center field. Facing the right-hander Michael Pineda, 1-2, a 6.95 ERA. That ERA is high. However, he is a very tough customer.
It certainly is, and he throws strikes. You know, he doesn't walk very many at all. Only 5 walks on the season. He'll be around the plate tonight.
Mookie Betts hitting .260 with 4 home runs and a strike.
Basically 2 pitches from Pineda, the fastball and slider, occasional changeup.
Coming off a really strange game against Tampa Bay, in which he gave up a career high 4 home runs. He also allowed 10 hits, but he struck out 9. Very weird.
You see the breakdown on his arsenal. 52% fastballs that'll cut sometime at the end. The slider and the changeup.
Bloop foul back out of play. Well, after last night's opener with the Yankees, the Red Sox have beaten them 4 out of the last 5 times going back to last year. You walked into the Red Sox clubhouse today. All you saw were smiles everywhere after that victory. After what Big Papi did again, the 1-2 moves him back. It was just one of those games that I think shocked everybody. The Yankees, number 1, but Jackie Bradley really getting it rolling, of course, tying the game with the double. It was just so unexpected.
Well, the thing is, too, for New York, when you get to the end of their bullpen like the Red Sox did last night, usually the Yankees win those games. But last night it was the Red Sox that were able to bounce back against the bullpen for the Yankees.
Jackie did the damage against Tanaka. That one rocketed foul quickly into the stands. And Mookie looking with concern into the crowd, hoping that everybody got out of the way. And it looks like everybody's okay.
Yeah, Mookie cleaned out an inside fastball that time and hooked it right into the stands on a line.
The 3-2 from Pineda. Flied into right field on his horse Beltran, backing up and now pulls up to make the catch.
The Yankees defense is brought to you by DraftKings. They are 6th in the American League with 11 errors in 21 games. Chase Headley will be at third base. Didi Gregorius the shortstop. Stalin Castro at second. Mark Teixeira the first baseman. Left to right, Brett Gardner, Jacoby Ellsbury, Carlos Beltran have just made that catch. And Brian McCann doing the catching.
Dustin Pedroia to get his first look at Pineda here, hitting .323 with 3 home runs. He's 3 for 10 against this right-hander. And a ball inside. Dustin 0 for 4 last night. But he had 7 RBIs in the Atlanta series. Foul tipped into the mid.
Pineda challenging Pedroia that time with the fastball a little bit up in the zone. 93 miles an hour on this last pitch by Pineda. That fastball has a little bit of a cut late.
2-1. Of course, Pineda famously suspended for 10 games in April of 2014 for using pine tar, which John Farrell pointed out on Pineda's neck to apply to the ball. Popped him up. And Castro underneath it in right field. 2 down. He wanted to get a better grip in the cold weather here at Fenway Park. But in the previous start, Jerry, and you remember this very well, the Red Sox noticed it then at Yankee Stadium, and they decided at that time not to do anything about it. Different story at Fenway.
Well, it became so obvious that they had to do something about it because everybody did see it the first time around. He changed locations. He put it on his neck for the second appearance, and that's when the Red Sox called him on it.
2 down, Xander Bogaerts in the box. Scoreless here in the first inning. Xander had that hard single off Starlin Castro with one out in the 8th inning in a 2-2 game last night to get the game to Big Papi. Who then crushed the home run up into the monster seats to give the Red Sox the eventual winning margin of 4-2. And the sweetest victory of the season so far for Boston.
Well, as a slider from Pineda, and if he gets that pitch all night, it might be a long night for the Red Sox. That ball about 3 or 4 inches off the outside edge.
Xander was 2 for 4 last night. He's been a hot hitter. He's batting .429 his last 9 games. And look at this against righties the last 2 weeks. David Ortiz on deck, looking to bat in this inning. The 2-2 and a full count. Providing some more thrills. Hasn't even swung the bat yet. Here's the payoff pitch to Bogaerts from the 6'7" right-hander, and he walked him, and Big Papi will come up to hit.
Ortiz facing a guy that he hasn't had a lot of success against. Only a .200 batting average against Pineda in his career.
Last night's game-winning 2-run homer in the 8th inning off Betances, his 48th home run against the Yankees. That does not include 5 postseason homers.
Now it's a breaking ball away that time outside part of the plate. David going down the line like he wasn't sure it was going to get out, but it did. And the Red Sox had a chance to celebrate.
His 4th of the season. Bogaerts at first. And drop. Now the throw back to first base, but not in time to nail Bogaerts. So David closing out the month of April on a 100 RBI pace.
And look at the OPS for Ortiz. That is absolutely off the charts. Remember, the average in the American League is about 710. Over 1,000.
Two down, a man on. 0-0 first inning. Off the outside. Time for our twisted but true fact. Friday's Red Sox-Yankees matchup marked the first game in Major League history in which a player age 40 or older homered for each team. Twisted tea, the hard iced tea that tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted. Of course, Alex Rodriguez, the other 40-year-old, as he slammed one into the light standard. 2-1.
Talked about how smart of a hitter David Ortiz is, and as we look at the shift against Ortiz on the 2-1 count last night against Betances, he was looking for the breaking ball and he got it.
The 2-1 runner holding, and that picks up the inside corner. David didn't think so, and he is jawing at Dan Isanya.
Huge difference, 3-1 and 2-2. I mean, this pitch is definitely off the corner, off the inside part of the plate, but held right there by McCann. Maybe that's why they got the strike call.
Two down, runner at first, 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's gone to 3-2. If he walks him, Hanley Ramirez would be next.
Now Bogaerts will be off with the pitch at first base on the 3-2 count. Teixeira will play behind him a couple of steps to help increase his range.
Here comes the 3-2 to David. Runner goes. Shot into center field for a base hit. Xander had taken off. He's all the way around to third, and he'll stop right there. Got a slider. He set it out a lot harder than it came in.
Well, this is what I like about Ortiz right now, the fact that, his ability to use the whole ballpark. I mean, he doesn't try to pull that breaking ball. It's away. It's actually a couple of inches outside, and he just takes it back up the middle. If he tries to pull that pitch, he probably rolls over and grounds to second base. So he's in a very, very good groove right now. There's the slider and the contact right at the sweet spot of the bat, and takes it right up the middle.
The last time it was a curveball against Betances. Very similar
location. Yes, exactly right.
So here comes Hanley, 286 with a homer and 13 runs batted in for Ramirez. He's 0 for 3 against Pineda in his career. Been a little while since he's hit one out. April 6th at Cleveland. As the season got underway, 2 down and ball 1. Hanley had a hit last night. He went 1 for 5, so he's a 5-game hitting streak. He also made several really good plays at first base. You can tell he's really enjoying his new job. A lot of smiles. He's playing first base with a lot of joy. Big hole there on the right side. That's a called strike, and he didn't think so.
Now, Pineda has given up 7 home runs already on the season. And Hanley Ramirez might be thinking in those terms right now, but not on a pitch like that. Nasty pitch by Pineda, outside part of the plate. Ramirez didn't think so, but it was a strike.
Bogart's at third base, Ortiz at first base. Red Sox trying to strike in their favorite scoring inning. Inside. Turned into a long inning for Pineda.
Generally, he doesn't throw this many pitches in an inning. 26 so far. As I said, he's usually around the plate throwing strikes.
The 2-1 to Hanley Ramirez. Little trickler foul. He just got a piece of that one.
Yeah, fooled that time. He thought he was going to get a fastball on the 2-1 count, but he didn't. He got that slider from Pineda and just fouls it off. That's a good pitch. Right off the end of the bat for Hanley.
So far 13 RBIs here in the month of April for Hanley Ramirez. Red Sox will have a winning month no matter what happens here. Here's the 2-2 and got him looking. Man, that was inside. Hanley Ramirez rung up by Asanya. 2 left. Presented by Selfio has returned for the 2016 season. That means high school and college students can pick up tickets for just $9. For tickets and more information, visit redsox.com/students. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien with you back at Fenway. No score after 1. And Mark Teixeira will lead things off against Rick Porcello. This looks like a very good pitcher's plate tonight, courtesy of Dan Isani.
If the first inning's any indication, Dave, yes, it is.
I think Hanley would attest to that on that last pitch as he was struck out. The breaking ball will miss.
Last pitch to Hanley. Ramirez appeared to be inside, but called the strike. That was almost on that white line of the batter's box.
Exactly where McCann had the mitt lined up. So you go in as a hitter, you go into any game with a game plan, but the umpire can sometimes change it, can't he?
You can alter that game plan. Yeah, I mean, you know, as long as he's consistent with it. So the remainder of your bats, you know, it's going to be a wide strike zone. You have to adjust to it, but it's the inconsistency that bothers players. I mean, obviously strike 3 bothered Hanley that time, but at least now he knows that, well, he's probably got a big strike zone tonight. I better be swinging.
3-1, a big cut and a miss by Teixeira, hitting .233 with 3 home runs.
And you notice location of every pitch against Teixeira too. They've been up in the zone because he's a very good low ball hitter. See, on the pitch zone, all 5 pitches up high.
Porcello's handled him pretty well and strikes him out. He's now 4 for 21 against Rick. First K for Porcello tonight. We take a closer look at how Alex Rodriguez ranks all time entering the game. 691 home runs after 1 last night. Number 4 in RBIs. He's 8th in runs, 7th in total bases. The closer look brought to you by FW Web, selection, expertise, solutions. More at FWWeb.com. And his customary greeting at Fenway. .382 hits for Alex Rodriguez.
Oh, look where Hanley's playing at first base. He's halfway between first base and second. Any ground ball that's hit hard to the infield, he's going to really hustle to get back to first base to take the throw.
Back to his home run swing last night, and this was crushed. 425 feet off the light standard. Off of Henry Owens, but Henry only allowed 1 other run. That's a called strike. 2-1.
Now that the count's in Rodriguez's favor, the Red Sox go into a shift on the left side. They put Pedroia at that shortstop position, so they're really tightening up the left side of the infield.
High chopper. Bogarts has it. That was right into that shift. And 2 fast outs.
Yeah, that was interesting, Dave, because, you know, with the count even, they didn't put the shift on him. They were playing him to pull. But once he got into a pull situation, which was a hitter's count, that's when they put the shift on him. They moved Bogarts over a little bit, and he's able to make that play fairly routinely. Big bounce.
So 2 away for Brian McCann. Former Braves catcher. He'll take a strike, or is that a ball? I guess it's a little high. Not really too sure with Isani where that strike zone is tonight. Porcello had tossed a breaking ball to A-Rod that certainly looked like it was in the strike zone, and he said no.
Yeah, it looks like it's more east and west as opposed to north and south. I think I got it right.
Well, maybe. A 2-0 to McCann, who's hitting .242. Man, that's a strike. He was 0 for 4 last night. So McCann 1 for 12 on this Yankee road trip, which began in Texas. They go to Baltimore for 3 after this, although they will have Monday off.
Both teams have Monday off. A travel day for the Red Sox as they head to Chicago.
2 down, bases empty, and the 3-1. Hard hit and down the line. That beat the diving Pedroia, scooped up by Betts right near the pesky pole. It'll be a long single for McCann.
And McCann's another guy that hasn't had a lot of success against Porcello. He came into the game 1 for 11 against him, but this time the line drive. Hanley tries to go to the backhand. Pedroia dives, but that's defeating the ship right there the difficult way. Here's the dive by Hanley, and watch the dive by Pedroia. I guess you call that good hitting.
He hit it hard, that's for sure. He's aboard and becomes the first Yankee base runner tonight in front of Starlin Castro. Off to a good start with the Yankees. He's hitting .304. Former All-Star with the Chicago Cubs. He was 2 for 3 with a triple last night. A 0-0 game here in the second inning. And McCann at first with 2 away. Rick Porcello from Morristown, New Jersey. That's where he was born. He grew up a Mets fan, not a Yankee fan. He said, I always liked the fact they were more of an underdog in New York. And he went with the underdog. That one hammered into left field over Brock Holt, right up against the line score. McCann goes into second and has to stop there. That was ripped by Castro. Back-to-back hard hit balls.
It really was. It was hit so hard that McCann could not go to third base. I mean, that ball, it's almost like Brock Holt was playing third base and it was a line drive over his head. That's how hard that ball was hit. It bounces off the wall. Brock Holt gets it back at his second base, and it's a good thing McCann did stop.
So it's first and second for the number 8 hitter, Gregorius, who went 0 for 2 and was hit by a pitch last night. The Yankees threatening to get on the scoreboard against Porcello here in the second inning. Gregorius, a .231 hitter. He looks at strike 1. Started him off with a changeup. The righty's 0-1. That one swung on and fouled back to make it 0-2.
Back-to-back changeups, and I think those are very good pitches against a hitter like Gregorius, because a lot of guys are not loaded with power. They kind of pretty much are fastball hitters, and there used to be a theory, well, don't throw those guys changeups. Why not? All they see is fastballs, and a changeup kind of messes them up quite a bit. So quickly ahead, no balls and 2 strikes on back-to-back changeups.
What do you think? Will he triple up?
0-2. I'm not so sure. I wouldn't bet on it.
McCann and Castro leading, and a ground ball and snagged by Shaw. Nice play there. And a second. He went back to the fastball to get him, and 2 men are left. Nothing doing for the Yankees. Coming up for the Red Sox will be Travis Shaw. First pitch presented by our man Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. TC and Steve Lyons will show you the Red Sox plays of the month for April and take a closer look at the difficulty of catching a knuckleball.
Just in case you were wondering, that is a brown wash suede blazer along with a black nylon zip vest with brown suede trim, a black and brown silk and wool paisley scarf, and brown suede gloves.
That's what I thought. As Shaw cuts and misses for strike one. Glad you confirmed it, though.
Yeah. And the reason I know that is because Joseph sent us a text telling us what he's wearing tonight.
Oh, is he styling every time out? He makes it look easy. Shaw hitting .309, 2 homers, 15 runs batted in. Are we going to make that a regular bit?
If he sends it to me, I'll read it.
A 1-0. On deck, Brock Holt and then Christian Vasquez. What kind of velvet was that?
What's that?
The jacket was.
It's a brown wash suede blazer.
The 2-0.
I like the zip vest, the black nylon zip vest with brown suede trim, and the wool paisley scarf. And you see the gloves, the brown suede gloves. So that's the look for tonight for Joseph.
Paisley scarf makes it.
It does. It ties it all together, Dave.
The 2-2. Got a piece of that one. Travis had that bouncer past third base with one out in the 7th that started that game-tying rally last night. Brock Holt would single, Jackie Bradley with a double. Got them both in on what looked like it was going to be a lost night for the Red Sox against Tanaka. Anything but in the end. And a sensational victory. Crushing loss for the Yankees. That one flared toward left field down the line, but just foul by a couple of feet.
Now that's an area right there where nobody is, because they play him to pull, obviously, and just slicing one down that left field line, but just in foul territory. Not by very much. Just about 4 or 5 inches as it bounces into the stands.
Well, Travis with 17 hits in his last 14 games. So they've been finding holes. 3-2. Dribble toward third, but a foul ball. So including tonight, of the next 24 games for the Red Sox, 15 will be here at Fenway Park.
Yeah, after this next road trip to Chicago and New York, the Red Sox have a nice, comfortable home schedule.
Chance to really make some hay and make Fenway a difficult place to visit for the opponent. 0-0 in the second inning. And Pineda deals, and line foul this time.
With some defensive swings here by Travis Shaw. He's had his problems with 2 strikes over his last 17 at bats. With 2 strikes, he has not had a hit. Here's the fastball again from Pineda, this time sliced again on the late swing.
3-2 again, and a high fly into shallow left center. Coming on Gardner, and a late start, and he makes the play. A little miscommunication there with Jacoby Ellsbury.
Jacoby Ellsbury did not see it. You could see him put his hands to the side. He did not see it. It's twilight right now at Fenway Park, and it was up to Gardner to realize that and take charge. Usually the center fielder has control right there, but you see each guy look at each other. Jacoby didn't know where it is. I never quite understood why an infielder, and I did it myself, would point to the sky, because if they look at me, they got no chance of picking up the baseball, right? So I never got that, but they always do it.
But you did it too.
I did it too, and I didn't know why. I thought I was supposed to, but how does that help the outfielder who can't see the baseball?
Yeah. I think we kind of assume it's in the sky somewhere. Here's Brock Holt hitting .250 with 2 home runs. Huge base hit in the 7th off Tanaka last night. He would score the tying run on Jackie's double. One man out. He lifts a high fly down the line. Gardner toward the corner. Plenty of room to make the catch. And there are 2 out. Time now for a look at the road ahead, presented by People's United Bank. Talking about that schedule this Sunday night with the Yankees. And then the Red Sox are off to Chicago and New York. And that White Sox team is playing some great baseball. They're playing Baltimore right now. And then on to face the Yankees again in yet another Sunday night game. Christian Vasquez will take a fastball in there for a strike. 226, no homers, no RBIs for Christian. He told me tonight that his arm is closer to 98% recovered after the Tommy John. He feels great about it. He's thrown out 3 out of 5 base stealers.
Well, from what I remember before the injury to what I'm seeing now, I think his estimate may be a little bit high, because I still think there's plenty more in the tank.
Rolled foul. I really wonder. I mean, pitchers can come back seemingly with better velocity than when they hurt their arm after Tommy John. Will that happen with a catcher, with a position player?
I think it will. I absolutely think it will, but it takes time, and I would give it, much more than a year before he's back to 100%, or maybe even better than that, if that's possible.
Gary Streichel will have more on that next inning. But think about this. A lot of times, obviously, pitchers, before they have Tommy John, they're injured. Their velocity has dipped, and that's the last time their velocity was measured.
Right.
And then they come back after the surgery. Everyone says, well, they picked up all these 5, 6, 7 miles an hour.
That's a very good point.
So it can be misleading. Not everybody's throwing 99 coming back from Tommy John either. But you wonder about a position player, and a guy who has a cannon like Christian does. Is it going to get even stronger, maybe even better than before the injury? He's at 53% caught stealing for his career. If you're around 40%, you're doing great. Nothing in the second. Jackie Bradley, the on-deck hitter, one of last night's heroes. Up the middle, base hit. Vasquez aboard. That's the second Red Sox hit against Pineda.
Hey, he had a pretty good pitch too. A slider that time. That's away from Vasquez and takes it up the middle. 5-game hitting streak now for Vasquez. Pretty good job covering the plate. That ball's not that bad of a pitch. It's a little bit high, but toward the outside part of the plate. Vasquez covers it and picks up the 2-out base hit to keep the inning alive.
So that'll send up the number 9 hitter. He's becoming Jackie Big Hit Bradley. Last night, 7th inning, 2-run double. His 3rd huge hit in a week. He had the game-winning single in the 12th at Houston, the solo home run to beat Atlanta on the road, and then last night.
Last night going to the opposite field. That pitch away from him, and again not trying to pull the ball, take advantage of that left field wall. Drives in 2 runs.
Off Tanaka to make it 2-2. That, by the way, was the 5th time this season he's delivered a tying or go-ahead RBI in the 6th inning or later. So getting it done in the clutch. 2 down, a man on, and a 1-1. There's a shot driven toward the wall. That's going to hit some green. Vasquez churning into third base. Bradley heading for second base, and they're both safely there. And the Red Sox trying to do with 2, and here comes Mookie Betts.
We were seeing a couple of lefties in this game. Ortiz going up the middle, Bradley going to the opposite field. This is what the Red Sox are doing so well. I mean, they're not trying to take pitches and do stuff with it that they can't do. They're getting the pitch away. They're driving it to the opposite field. And there he takes advantage again. You know, Jackie's the kind of guy that if he goes to the opposite field, I mean, he's got the strength to plant it off that wall or go over the wall.
Starting to heat up 7 in a row for him, and with power. So the Red Sox with 2 down on a base hit can have a 2-0 lead potentially here against Pineda. Mookie flying to right his first at bat. But he has hit safely in 12 of his last 13 games against the Yankees. Very unusual for him to go hitless in a home game as he did last night, because he's hitting .362 at Fenway in his last 29 games. He pops that one up down the line. Coming on Beltran, it's dunking in. It falls in. 2-run score. Betts heading to second. He'll stop right there. The Red Sox lead it 2-0. Vasquez and Bradley both touching home plate, but found the right spot.
That certainly did. Just a little bloop, but you knew on contact that was going to be trouble for anybody to get to. It's a fastball, and he actually gets jammed a little bit on it, just around where the label of the bat is, but you knew once he made contact that ball was going to drop in. Look at the position of everybody. They don't have a chance. So the Red Sox doing this damage with 2 outs. They get 2 quick outs, a single, double, and a double to score 2 runs.
I was watching McCann, the catcher, and the second that Mookie made contact, he pounded the glove angrily. He's got the great view. He knew that was trouble.
Yeah, you could tell as soon as he made contact that because of the way they're playing, and they're playing where they should be playing, nobody was going to be able to make a play on it. And I think Mookie right now realizes it. And there's not much Pineda can do about that. That's just good placement.
So once again, the Sox scoring early against an opponent. Here's Pedroia trying to keep that line moving. Petey 0 for 1 with a pop to second, and he'll take strike 1. Dustin Pedroia at .320, leading the Red Sox with 32 hits. That also leads the American League. So the early signs for the Red Sox All-Star second baseman are that he is going to have an outstanding year. Hard hit down on his knees to Shera, and he'll get there and do it himself for out number 3. But the Red Sox are on the board. Mookie Betts with 2 RBIs, 2-0 after 2. NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. Now for more on Christian Vasquez, let's go to Gary.
Guys, you were saying that his arm is going to come back stronger than ever, and OB, you're exactly right. You guys can follow along with me, as well as all of New England. Take your right hand, touch your pinky to your thumb, look at your wrist. You're going to see this cylindrical looking tendon. That is called your palmaris longus tendon. Listen, if you don't have it, that's fine. Only 80% of humans actually do have it. We have a picture of it circled here in case you can't follow along with instructions. That's the tendon they actually used to replace the Tommy John injured ligament, also known as your ulnar collateral ligament. That's exactly what happened with Christian Vasquez. Doctors at Dr. James Andrews' clinic in Birmingham, Alabama, when we went and visited it, said it is in fact a stronger tendon because it's cylindrical in motion, so it could dispense sort of a lot of stress a lot easier than your standard UCL. So his arm will be stronger.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Wow.
Dr. Gary.
Yeah. Welcome to NESN Medical School.
Impressive. 1-2 fouled back. It's the closest I'll ever get to medical school. But
I couldn't say 3/4 of the words that Gary was saying.
Honestly, guys, I thought I was going to fumble each and every single one of those words. It's kind of cold here. My brain's frozen, but I'm glad we powered through it.
Well done, striker. Chase Headley here hitting 140. No homers and 2 runs batted in. So that kind of goes to your point earlier that even though Christian right now feels good, you believe there's more in there.
Oh, I do. I absolutely do. Just by watching him throw.
2-2 and in there. He caught him looking. Great pitch, fastball on the corner to strike out Headley.
Yeah, it's a 2-seam fastball by Porcello that time. It's the one that Clay Buchholz throws. You throw it inside and you try to get a tail on it back to the inside part of the plate. That's exactly what happened on that one. See the late movement, see the ball coming back to the mitt of Vasquez. Perfect pitch by Porcello.
His second strikeout. He's been piling them up in recent starts. And here's Ellsbury, who's 0 for 1 with a tapper to short. And again, that makes him 12 for 26 against Porcello. Brett Gardner on deck. Red Sox ahead 2-0 in the third. High twisting fly. Holt headed for the corner. Has room. And they're 2 down.
You know, it's interesting, Dave, because pitchers are certainly aware, as are hitters, of what they do against each other. And Porcello that time, knowing the success that Ellsbury has against him, started him with a curveball and then went to a changeup. No fastball on the first 2 pitches for Jacoby. Got the fly ball to left field on the changeup.
Vasquez and Porcello have really been working hand to glove. Rick Porcello 4-0. That'll send up Gardner 0 for 1. He is grounded to first base. Outfielder named to his first All-Star team last year. He shows bunt and takes a ball.
Travis Shaw already in close at third base on just about right near the grass. Of course, Brett Gardner, a very good bunter. And, you know, a lot of times you'll say, why try to bunt with 2 outs on you? You want to get in scoring position. Well, a guy with speed can. You know, if he bunts for a base hit, there's a possibility of a steal, so you can get in a scoring position that quickly. So it doesn't bother me with guys that can run bunt with 2 outs.
Yeah, for a guy like this, it's like a double.
You can get a double out of it. Absolutely.
Two down on the 1-1. Hammered right to the shortstop. A friendly bounce for Bogaerts. And a quick frame for Rick Porcello. He gets him 1, 2, 3. It's Bogaerts, Ortiz, Ramirez coming up. is proud to be the official dairy of the Boston Red Sox, serving New England communities for 170 years. That is a great looking tattoo. Somebody did some fine work there.
Yeah, that's a nice tat. I mean, you know, you got Fenway, you got number 9, you got the baseball stitching. I mean, there's a lot of work involved in that tat.
I love it. Red Sox had 2-0. Last half of the third, Xander Bogaerts. He took ball 4 in the first. He'll be followed by Big Papi and then Hanley Ramirez. So the heart of the order here against Pineda. Mookie Betts dropping a double down the right field line to score Vasquez and Bradley. And that was all done with 2 down. Last time up in the second inning. Pineda with a 1-1. Softly rolled to third. Headley charging from the grass. Throws and got him. Let's see if the Red Sox challenge this. Xander walking away right now. John Farrell waiting for word from the video room.
Well, let's take a look ourselves. It's a nice play by Teixeira, but does Bogaerts hit the bag first? I don't believe so.
Yeah, I don't think the Red Sox will challenge this. And they will not. Good play there by Headley.
Teixeira, one of the best in the business over at first base. I mean, look how low he gets to the ground because that ball is going to be on one bounce. I mean, that's kind of textbook.
Always been outstanding over there defensively. David Ortiz having a lengthy pre-at-bat conversation with Isanya.
You know, it may be, you know, what you called on me last time, is that going to be a strike all night?
Got jammed there and fouled it away.
I mean, that's all a hitter wants to know. You know, let's be consistent. If it's going to be a strike, okay. I just want to know, so I'm not taking those pitches if they're going to be called strikes.
And David wound up ripping a single, but he was unhappy with the at-bat to that point. With that inside pitch. That misses.
This is the pitch last time at the plate where we thought was inside, which it was inside. And I think this time up, David just might wanted to say to him, you know, is that going to be a strike tonight? Going to go in there right now.
Too much, 2-1. David dropping the bat. David's 6th all-time in homers against the Yankees. He flares that one foul. DraftKings is the official one-day fantasy baseball partner of the Red Sox. Experience the thrill of playing on DraftKings now. Play free daily using the promo code NESSN at DraftKings.com. He's done it to the Yankees so many times. You wouldn't expect them to be stunned, but we saw a lot of stunned expressions after the home run last night. But it's a new feeling for guys like Chase Headley and Starlin Castro and Gregorius, for those guys. Not for that guy, not for Girardi, but for Brian McCann. It's new to him. To be beaten by David Ortiz, a new generation of. That one is ripped down the line. Did he hook it too much? He did. A foul ball. What a noisy strike.
He got himself a slider that time and just out in front of it too much. Fans thinking a home run, but just to the right of the foul pole. When you lose sight of the baseball right there, you know it's foul. Going behind the pole.
Pineda knows he was fortunate. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fouled away. Of course, on this homestand, Dustin Pedroia has found that pole for a grand slam. Off the pesky pole. That launched a dance craze that is sweeping the nation. Led by Brock Holt and Clay Buchholz. This crowd would like another one. Big Saturday night crowd here at Fenway. Hard hit but foul. On Wednesday, Dustin Pedroia with the bases all loaded up and gone.
And then that started.
Dustin appreciated the dance, by the way. He was asked about it afterwards, and he said, "Hey, I'm a pretty serious guy, but do something like that, go ahead and dance." 3-2 pitch. Check swinging at his outside for ball 4. They do appeal, and Lance Barksdale says no swing. So David Ortiz on for the second time here tonight.
Oh, that's a tough pitch right there to lay off, because he had been throwing a lot of pitches middle in, and all of a sudden he goes out to the outside corner with a fastball and just missed it. And that's one that David just barely stayed off of. Almost went around on that swing, but was able to check it. Yeah, good call. He did check it.
Do you feel like in the course of his career he's gotten enough credit for being, and look at all the walks here at Fenway Park now, passing Wade Boggs 4th all time. He's gotten enough credit for being such a good hitter. I'm not talking about a slugger.
Right. I think that has come into play probably over the last 5 or 6 years.
Fouled away at the plate by Hanley.
I think he's been doing it a lot longer than that, but the fact that he is, a very, very smart hitter. He watches a lot of video, a lot of tape. As a DH, you get a chance to do that, obviously, between at bats. He's very, very smart at what pitches may throw him, and he'll guess a lot. And that's what he was guessing last night when he hit the ball out of the ballpark to the opposite field. He was guessing breaking ball, looking for it, because he had done that to him so many times in the past.
He had confirmed exactly what you said. That's exactly what he was looking for. 0-1 pitches outside, and Betances said, "I've thrown it to him and he has not swung at it before. I figured I'll throw another one." It wasn't a very good one. It was flat. And he crushed it.
It's almost a show me strike, because he hadn't swung at it in the past. So I'm going to show it to him again. But this time he was ready for it.
Red Sox up 2-0 in the 3rd on a 2-run double by Mookie Betts. A strike. Now Hanley has been quite unhappy with Isania as well. He had reason to big time in his first at bat when he was called out on a pitch that was about 3 inches inside.
Yeah, right now Hanley has no idea where the strike zone is. I mean, the first time it was inside, this time it's low. Both have been called strikes, and he's down in the count 1-2.
I think he's doing a remarkable job kind of holding his temper at this point with some of these called strikes. 1-2. Waved at and missed, and down he goes. Very slowly walking out of there as he strikes out for the 2nd time.
Well, that's when you get upset, when you really get upset. I mean, they miss a call on you and you're not happy about it. Then when you make it out, you start to think, well, in the back of your mind, it's the umpire's fault because he made a bad pitch and he put me in a hole. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And, Hanley's thinking that right now as he walks back. To his credit, he didn't say anything to the umpire.
Nope.
And you can bet he's going down to check the tape to see where that pitch was. I'm almost positive that he's going to do that.
2, maybe 3 that were not strikes that Isania rung up a strike on Hanley on. So what is a hitter supposed to do? Ortiz at first base. Red Sox ahead 2-0. And a pop up off the end of the bat, foul by Travis Shaw. 0 for 1 with a fly to center. Let's go back to that first at bat, and he had a huge beef on this one.
Yeah, this ball is way inside. There's no question about that. And then followed in this at bat that put him down in the count on a pitch that was down and out of the strike zone. You see how far McCann had to lift that up to get it back in the strike zone? I mean, that pretty much tells you it was too low.
And Hanley, a guy with a terrific eye. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Roped, and that one by Teixeira. He'll be down the line and slam into the short fence. Ortiz on his way to third base, and he'll reach there safely A 2-out single scalded by Travis Shaw.
Now that breaks that string we were talking about for sure of 0 for his last 18 with 2 strikes on him. He gets a slider that time and goes right by Teixeira at first base. And that's hard to do because Teixeira, you can see he's holding the runner on. He bounces off about 2 steps, takes a dive back to his left. He's not that far from the bag, but that's how hard the ball was hit by Travis Shaw.
Travis keeps on hitting. 18 hits in his last 15 games. On the corners now. Red Sox pressing for more here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Brock Holt climbs in. 0 for 1 with a fly to left. And the Red Sox did it with 2 outs last inning. Trying to do it with 2 out here in this inning. In tight for a ball. Boston now with 5 hits against Pineda. The 6'7", 260-pound right-hander with a 1-0. Makes it 2-0.
Let's see how far off the third base bag Chase Headley is. And as a runner at third base, David Ortiz, you have to get almost as big a lead as he will allow you to get. That way, any kind of pass ball, wild pitch, you've got a chance to score. So you can get way down that line.
Will he get something to drive here? It was in there for a strike, but he did not offer. Came back with something softer, a slider at 83, no fastball.
Yeah, did not give in with the fastball on the 2-0 count. He went to one of his better pitches, the breaking ball, and just to get a strike. And of course, Holt, I'm sure in that situation, was not looking for a slider.
Brock's had a good RBI month with 13. Got jammed there, and the count now 2-2. Tomorrow at 8, don't miss the Ultimate Red Sox Show presented by AAA. We take a look at the plays of the month, plus an all-access look at Jackie Bradley Jr.'s daily routine. That and more tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on NESN. You and I visited the great folks at AAA over the winter. Had a wonderful trip there.
Yeah, on kind of a cold, miserable day. Got a tour.
We did, with hot coffee. Here's the 2-2. High chop to the second baseman, and that will do it. The Red Sox threaten, but will strand 2. We wrap up 3 innings. The Red Sox in front of the Yankees, 2-0. is David Price bobblehead night at Fenway Park. First 15,000 fans in attendance receive a David Price bobblehead courtesy of Nikon. For tickets and more information, visit redsox.com/promos or call 877-RED-SOX-9. And a genuine article will be on the mound tomorrow night at 8:05 against the Yankees. David Price 3-0 and coming off some effort against Atlanta with 14 strikeouts.
Yeah, the second part of that game, David Price was absolutely lights out.
The Red Sox are hopeful of being in position for a sweep when he toes the slab tomorrow night. On top here, 2-0. This Red Sox-Yankees series brought to you by Jeep, the most award-winning SUV lineup ever. Price at 3-0. Evaldi so far 1-2. And the 1-1 to Beltran. A called strike.
There's that two-seam fastball again by Porcello, throwing it inside of those left-handed hitters tonight.
Beltran, the veteran switch hitter, now in his 18th season. He is signed through the end of this season, and that's all. He chased that one, and down he goes for strike 3.
You know, that's really how he's got a lot of strikeouts. He throws the sinker early in the count, and then when he gets ahead, he'll go upstairs with the four-seam fastball and gets him to chase that time, Beltran.
And Porcello also doing a great job, as he always does, staying away from ball 4, as that one is flicked foul out of play. Only walked 5 men, so he's not helping the opponent to reach base, and he's giving up very few hits. His ERA is down to 3.10 as Teixeira takes one up and away. He struck out in the second inning.
Travis Shaw switching spots with Bogarts.
Well, he was out in front there on a 70-mile-an-hour breaking ball.
Now, right now, he's got control of all of his pitches. His two-seam fastball, his cross-seam fastball, his curveball, and his changeup.
The 1-2.
That time he tried to get the slider into a spot which is a blind spot for a left-handed hitter, and that's down and in and off the plate.
In sync with Vasquez, the 2-2, and that's a strike 3 over the inside edge. He changed up, and it caught the corner.
I tell you what, if you're a hitter tonight, you better be swinging. You better be swinging, because that changeup right there from Porcello, what looked to be inside, was called a strike. Here's the changeup. There you can see the location, down and in. And Teixeira can't believe it.
It's a big plate. It is a big plate tonight. Both sides would testify to that. Now Alex Rodriguez. He's 0 for 1 with a grounder to short. He was the first 40-year-old to homer last night. A blast off that second light standard. David Ortiz did it in the 8th inning. Marked the first time in Major League history, a game in which a player age 40-year-old or homered for each team. Backing up Bogarts. He guns. Low throw. Nicely done by Hanley Ramirez again as he held onto the bag for the out. Vasquez backing up all the way down that line. The first to congratulate him. Baseball on NESN is brought to you by high-quality Scion vehicles by Toyota. By T-Mobile, get Major League coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the past year. By buyatoyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. And by Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. Dave O'Brien alongside Red Sox Hall of Famer Jerry Remy as we look at that last play and Hanley hanging onto the bag.
Two things here. First of all, Bogaerts intentionally throws this ball into the grass. He's not trying to reach first base. He wants the ball to bounce on the grass to Hanley. Now, Hanley didn't know, whether to go forward for that stretch or back off the bag. He goes back off the bag, which was the right decision to make.
Bounding ball is going to be fair. Headley across the diamond will retire Vasquez one away.
But if we could go back to that play again and watch Hanley, when he goes back off the bag, he doesn't exactly look like Fred Astaire. Here's where he makes the move right here. Now here comes the bounce. He makes the correct decision, but watch the action after the catch. Oh, I mean, that's not exactly,
No.
Singing in the rain.
No, not at all. Got the job done. As Jackie Bradley steps in and takes a strike. Jackie doubled and scored in the second inning as the Red Sox got 2 runs in on a bloop double by Mookie Betts. That's all the scoring in the game as he dances out of the way. The 1-1 downstairs. Were you an Astaire guy or a Gene Kelly guy?
Oh, I liked them both. To me, they were both very, very talented. And of course, I was a tap dancer when I was younger, so I have tremendous respect for both of them.
You were a tap dancer?
Yes. My mother and my uncle taught tap dancing, so I was forced to take it.
Now, has there ever been an occasion like at a party or a social gathering where you'd be like, I'm going to get my taps on?
I've done it in the booth.
You've done it in the booth?
Oh, yeah. Yep. You'll see it very shortly as the season goes on. I mean, you'll see
I hope so.
A complete dance.
You got a whole routine?
It just comes to me, what I remember, from those days. But yeah, I was forced to take it because when you have an uncle and a mother who teaches,
yeah,
you have to take it. And then, the thing is, they made me take it till I was like about 14 years old, and I became a little embarrassed,
a little self-conscious,
a little, like it was enough's enough for this. But I got to tell you, to be quite honest with you, I'm glad I did because I think it quickened my feet and it helped me as a second baseman.
I would bet, yeah.
That's a true story.
Wow. You're full of surprises.
Oh, I haven't seen anything yet, Dave.
Here's Mookie Betts as Jackie Bradley takes ball 4. First one down low for a ball. Mookie is accounted for the 2 runs with a double down the right field line that fell in. So he has driven in 16 runs in this first month. David Ortiz leading the Red Sox with 18. Travis Shaw with 15 RBIs. Kirby Yates getting going in their bullpen pretty early here with Pineda on the mound. Rocketed. That one ripped down the line, but it is hooked into the stands. Follow Red Sox baseball live with the MLB.com at Bat app. Stay up to the moment with game day, live game videos, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat. It's the #1 app for live baseball on your smartphone and tablet today. Now that foul ball was hit a lot stiffer than his double. We have seen Pineda a lot sharper than he is tonight. He has walked 3 men,
which is very unusual for him.
One down, 1 on, and a 1-1. Pineda's pitching line is brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. Well, that pitch count's up there. For 3 1/3, 86 pitches. He's laboring. Red Sox, by the way, have attempted a major league high 20 stolen bases. They've stolen 20 in 22 attempts. Success rate of 91%.
We talked about that a few games ago, and what the Red Sox do is they prepare very well, you know, with times, pitches times, catches times, and if they run in situations where they're pretty much guaranteed a stolen base, or at least a good jump.
A called strike on the edge on another good slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's been his best pitch tonight.
And we talk about times, and you know, 1-3 to the plate, pretty good time for a pitcher. 2 seconds to second base, about average for catchers. So if you're at a 3-3, anything over a 3-3, you're probably going to run.
Jackie's never been caught, as we showed you there, not running here. That's inside for ball 3.
So the combination of pitchers' times and catchers' times to second base sometimes determine who will run and who will not run. May send him here on the 3-2 count.
Pedroia on deck. 3-2. There he goes. Ground ball hooked to third. Headley snags, throws off balance, and scoop by Teixeira for the second out. Down to second, Jackie Bradley Jr.
Teixeira is so good at first base. I mean, he's one of those guys that you know, anything that looks like it's going to be in the dirt, he's down about as low as the baseball. And you know, we always talk about working from the ground up. That's exactly what Teixeira does. You can see the stretch, how low he gets, and he's able to reach out and pick that ball out of the dirt. Very nice play by the Yankee first baseman.
Dustin Pedroia is 0 for 2. He's popped up and grounded out tonight. He's been on base in 20 of the 22 games he has played in. Red Sox ahead 2-0. Base hit would make it 3-0. And would give Pedroia his 14th RBI. Strike 1 from Pineda, who is at 90 pitches already. You remember how warily we eyed the Red Sox April schedule back in spring training? You and I talked about it a lot.
Right.
In Fort Myers. Well, it ends tonight, and the Red Sox can head into the month of May 4 games over 500 with a victory tonight. That would be 14-10 inside for a ball.
Yeah, looking at the schedule, we talked an awful lot about it during spring training early in the season. And, you know, looked at the month of April and said, man, that's a tough month, you know, and the Red Sox are going to come out of it okay.
You saw those 7 games against Toronto right away. Tough travel. Very tough weather. Beginning right away in Cleveland, and you figured, oh, it's going to be rough, potentially. Red Sox have done pretty darn well in this first month. Ground ball hammered to Gregorius. And that'll do it. The Red Sox have now left 6 men on base, but they lead it 2-0 here at Fenway. WB Mason Extra Innings live right after the game. TC and Steve Lyons break it down. You'll hear from Rick Porcello and John Farrell. Whatever, whenever, wherever, who but WB Mason. Red Sox leading 2-0 over the Yankees. And trying to make it 2 straight. Porcello really sharp. He's tossing a 2-hitter. Last 2 innings, he's gotten them 1, 2, 3. In fact, in 3 of the first 4 innings, that's happened. Brian McCann leads it off. He singled in the 2nd inning, so he's 1 for 1. He'll take strike 1.
McCann, a dead pull hitter in the infield. Red Sox have the shift on pretty much straight away in the outfield, just shading him a little bit to pull.
Strike 2.
Change-up that time. He's thrown a couple of change-ups tonight that have been inside. Usually that pitch is away from a left-hander, but they've been inside and they've been strikes. 2-seamer inside.
A little bit up to make it 1-2. Talking about the Red Sox getting off to a good start. Yankees are 8-13. They're already 5.5 out. As April closes out, May could be a very rough month for them with their schedule. They've got the Orioles, the Red Sox, Kansas City, a very good White Sox team. They've got Toronto for 2 series. It'll be a very dangerous month.
Yeah, on the other hand, as you mentioned earlier, the Red Sox play a lot of home games coming up.
2-2 and low. So McCann has fought back to fill it up. And again, Porcello has not walked anybody.
I missed the last couple of pitches on McCann, a curveball and then a changeup.
Here's the 3-2. And a ground ball right past third base. Nobody there. Bogarts has to go down the line. Holt will scoop it up. McCann has another single as the throw comes to second.
You know, hitting is crazy because, I mean, did you see that swing? He was completely fooled on the changeup by Porcello. They're in the shift. You see all the area that's open. Watch this swing. I mean, he's late on a changeup. So sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, right? And I'm not saying McCann's not good, but that time was a little bit of luck as he takes that changeup down that third base line for the base hit. Good hustle getting over there by the Red Sox to hold it to just a single.
I'm with you. Luck of the Irish for McCann. Here's Castro. He singled his first time up. Ground ball, and that might be 2 to Pedroia. Low throw. He gets it on to first. What a turn by Dustin, because that was not an ideal toss from Xander Bogaerts.
You're right about that. If you had the option, though, of having one down there or up over your head, you'd rather have the low feed. And the reason for that is because you're in a good throwing position. Underhand flip, and from there you can just underhand the ball at first base. If you have to go up high over your head, it makes it a much more difficult play. So if you're going to make sort of an errant throw to second base, it's better to make it low to the second baseman.
Beautifully done by Dustin Pedroia. That's been said before. And Porcello gets the double play. Here's Gregorius. Well, from 2009 till the start of this season, no pitcher in baseball induced more double play grounders than Rick Porcello, 158. King Felix of Seattle, 147, and John Lester was third with 134. So the base is empty, 2 down. Gregorius 0 for 1. He was born in the Netherlands. And like Xander Bogaerts, who was born in Aruba, that's part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Gregorius speaks Papiamento. That's a mix of languages.
Yep, Papiamento.
You speak a little yourself.
No, I don't, but I hear a little bit of it when I go to Aruba.
That's right. You spent a lot of time in Aruba. On your tap dancing tour.
Yeah, dance all the way to the islands.
Three balls and 1 strike. Drilled in there to fill up the count. Pennant fever going on now. Jordan's. If the Sox and the Yankees meet in the league championship, you could win free furniture and mattresses. Pennant fever going on now, and go Sox. 3-2 dribble foul. Chase Headley on deck. Red Sox ahead 2-0, fifth inning.
Like where Hanley's playing at first base with the 2 outs. He's close to the line, and what he's trying to do there is prevent the 2-out, 2-base hit with a left-handed hitter at the plate.
And down and in for ball 4. It's the first man he's walked in this one, and only the 6th man this season. So Gregorius is on, and Headley will be the batter. He struck out looking his first time up. Jacoby Ellsbury coming to the on-deck circle for the Yankees. Headley has good power. He's a big, strong guy. And that one off the glove of Shaw. It's going to roll into left field. Gregorius on his way to third. Here's the throw, and it has to be backed up by a diving Porcello, who made a heck of a play. They're going to be safe on the corners here for the Yankees. That was a strange sequence.
It certainly was. The ball, the line drive, looks like it tipped right off the top of the glove of Travis Shaw. And Gregorius decides to go to third base. Now, the throw's going to be errant from Brock Hope. But look at Porcello come into the pitch. He's doing his job. He's backing up the throw. That's what you're supposed to do. Oh, it just missed that, did Travis Shaw. And then the ball coming back in. Porcello, you'll see him, you know, after the pitch and the frustration, now you've got a job to do, and the job is to get back and cut and back up a base. And by doing that, he saves a run.
Really fine athletic play by Porcello. But now comes Ellsbury. He's been quiet so far tonight with a grounder short and a fly to left. And he goes after the first pitch and fouls it back for strike 1. Jacoby is in the 3rd year of a contract running through 2020 with the Yankees. Suffered a sprained knee last year, hit just 7 homers and drove in 33 runs. Runners at first and third, 2 down. Red Sox trying to protect a 2-0 advantage. Here's the throw down to first base, but not in time.
See, that's what Vasquez likes to do. Get a high fastball. When he gets a high fastball and a left-handed hitter at the plate, that's when he likes to throw behind him. Because when he catches it, he's already coming up and he's in a very good position to throw. Very, very quick feet. I mean, for him, that's almost like a pitch out, except he's throwing to first base.
1-1 on Jacoby Ellsbury. Porcello trying to get out of this. Hard ground ball, but there's Pedroia to his left. Quickly on, and he gets him. And Porcello does get free of it despite 3 base runners. Nothing doing for the Yankees. Ball and Nesson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. We are halfway through on a pretty night here in Boston, and the Sox have a 2-0 lead on the Yankees as we go to the bottom half of the fifth inning.
Dave, while we got a chance here, I'd like to send best wishes out to a couple of real big Red Sox fans who watch every game. Ellie Murphy, whose son works in the Red Sox clubhouse, a great group that the Red Sox have in that clubhouse. And Mom Butterfield, Brian Butterfield's mother, who watches every game from Maine, loves Red Sox baseball.
Great family from the state of Maine. And a great, great fella right there. Our pleasure to know him. And for these players to be coached by him in there for a called strike. Just flat the best in the business right there. The Yankees know that too.
That's correct. Derek Jeter.
Santa with a walk and a ground out. He'll be followed by David Ortiz and Hanley Ramirez. And they're going to get Shreve up again in their bullpen. So second straight inning they have activity in the pen. Pineda has allowed 5 hits. He's also walked 3 men. Xander in his last 9 games batting .429. He's been locked in. Big hit last night. Flares that one foul. David Ortiz with that home run last night now has 1,120 extra base hits. He passed George Brett, another Hall of Famer, last night with that home run for 16th place all time in Major League history. So every time he gets, another rung on that ladder, it's a Hall of Famer he's passing.
Yeah, just about everybody he passes now is a member of the Hall of Fame in many, many categories.
Punch foul again.
See Carlos Beltran out in right field with the 2 strikes. That's when Bogarts really likes to go the other way. And what Beltran has done is he comes in about 4 or 5 steps with the 2 out, with the 2 strikes, excuse me.
Pineda is 2-2. Pineda wears that cap just slightly askew. So it's not straight on to the hitter. That unnerves some hitters because they're not really sure where the pitch is going based on where the cap is placed. 3-2 waved at and missed, and down goes Xander. He strikes out, 1 away in the 5th. For every Red Sox hit this month, Echo Store Technologies has donated $50 to the Greg Hill Foundation. They've decided to go above and beyond and donate $12,500 to the Greg Hill Foundation. Well done. Echo Store Technologies, your data center solutions provider. Larry Rothschild, outstanding pitching coach, former manager, out to the hill.
Yeah, this is what David Ortiz will do. I mean, it's Ortiz coming to the plate with a 2-0 lead for the Red Sox. 1 out in the inning. No signs of danger for Pineda, but they want to have a conference about Ortiz. They don't want him going out of the ballpark.
This is his reaction when he saw Larry Rothschild coming out.
He probably thought it was Girardi at first, like he was coming out of the game, but it's not. See, then he tapped himself saying, "My bad."
Yeah.
He thought it was Girardi coming out to get him.
Absolutely did. Because he freaked out a little bit. So Big Papi to settle in. A perfect night going with a single and a walk. Last night was perfection in the 8th inning against Betances. A generation of Yankee fans can't wait for David Ortiz to retire. Into the shift. Castro from right field. And that'll be the 2nd out. Stay right here after the 3rd out this inning for a special behind the scenes look at what happens in between innings. We're going to keep it right here at Fenway Park. We will not be going to the commercial. It's our stay in the park, and we invite you to stay right there. 2 down for Hanley Ramirez. He has struck out twice and has not liked the strike zone of Dan Isanya one bit. Let's see if it changes here. Red Sox ahead 2-0 in the 5th on a 2-run second inning double by Mookie Betts that drove in Vasquez and Bradley.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't think Hanley's going to hang around for 2 strikes this at bat, just in case. Because anything close to him, or not, even some cases not that close, have been strikes to him tonight. And that'll make you swing earlier in the count.
Here's pitch number 103 from Pineda. And that'll be a ball. Travis Shaw on deck. Hanley's due to hit one about 440. Two and one.
A little over anxious there. He's got the count in his favor. 2 balls and no strikes. And you know, you really kind of should be zeroed middle in, and I'm sure that's what Hanley was doing, but he chose an outside fastball to swing at, no contact. Tough to drive that ball 440.
Pineda fires and left it down and in. So a good count for Hanley here. Pineda with 3 walks.
It's almost the same situation here, 3-1. You look for something middle in, something you can drive, whether it be a fastball or a breaking ball. Who's going away with the breaking ball?
High pop up into right field. And that should be a 1-2-3. There's Ellsbury coming over to the gap. And that's all for the Red Sox. Don't go anywhere. Stay right here as we stay in the park here after 5.
When did paying for airfare become so unfair? At Southwest, we believe in transparency. Transparency means we don't dream up ways we can trick you into paying.
That staying in the park as we gave you a little slice of what's happening during the commercial break there. 2-0. The Red Sox have the lead over the Yankees. Rick Porcello's pitching line is brought to you by Ace Ticket. And Reb Dog, he's been awfully good.
He certainly has, throwing strikes with all of his pitches, getting ahead in the count. Been an excellent night to this point for Porcello.
Tossing a 4-hit shutout at the moment. He'll get Gardner, Beltran, Teixeira. 2, 3, and 4 for the Yankees. Gardner comes from a baseball family. His dad, Jerry, was a minor leaguer, an outfielder in the Phillies system. He got as far as Double-A. But his son in the big leagues. He's at 261 with 2 home runs. Hit 16 last year. Jackie Bradley tested here, but he'll run that one down. 1 man away. Star Wars Night at Fenway returns on Monday, May 9th. Fans in attendance have the chance to see their favorite Star Wars characters in the ballpark. For the purchase of a special ticket, you receive a limited edition Red Sox baseball. For tickets and more info, visit redsox.com/Star Wars. Here's Beltran. He's flied out and struck out 0 for 2. It was another one of the Yankees near the top of the order who coming in at very good numbers against Porcello. He was 8 for 19, a 421 average. But Rick has shut him down so far tonight. That's a strike. Beltran in his 18th season. He's been with Kansas City, the Mets, the Giants, St. Louis, the Yankees. Deep shot toward left. That's going to be over the head of Brock Holt off the monster. Beltran with a wide turn. Well played, though. He has to go back, and that's a single.
Yeah, that's big, too, because, you know, Porcello is the type of guy that can get a ground ball double play to get out of the inning. So a nice play by Brock Holt out there in left field to play that ball off the wall, get it back in. And even though Beltran is thinking about 2, he has no choice but to stop at first base. Good angle on that. Bare hands it, gets it back in quickly, and that holds him to a single. Now that keeps the double play in order.
Brock Holt getting very, very good taking that off the wall with the bare hand. Here's Teixeira. He has struck out twice tonight.
Dave, we look at the shift out there now, and it's a little bit different. We see Travis Shaw between Pedroia and Hanley Ramirez. Now, why is that? Because they want to keep the double play combination together, Bogaerts and Pedroia, in case there is a double play. That's why they put Shaw in that spot right there.
Here's the 1-0. Popped him up. That'll twist foul and back out of play. Stay tuned for Red Sox Final, presented by Plain Ridge Park Casino. TC and Steve Lyons will preview David Price's start against the Yankees tomorrow, plus an update on the 18-game hitting streak of Andrew Benedetti. The 1-1 pitch, and down and in, blocked at the plate by Vasquez. So the count 2-1. Red Sox ahead 2-0 here in the 6th. A-Rod would be next. And Porcello with a 2-1. Fly it into right field. Betts started back, now coming in. Beltran will hold at first base.
Now there's another pitch that Porcello adds into his arsenal tonight, the cut fastball, and I think that caught Teixeira by surprise, because that ball really got in on him and he wasn't able to generate much power at all out to right field. See the little cut at the end, and I think that little cut kind of threw off the timing of Mark Teixeira. Hit it about at the label of the bat, and you're not going to get a lot of power when you make contact in that spot.
Here's A-Rod now. He's grounded out to the shortstop twice. 2 down, a man at first base. And he fouls it away. A-Rod with one more year left after this one. He is signed through 2017. He agreed to a new 10-year contract with the Yankees in 2007. And one wonders beyond that, beyond 2017, what the future holds for Alex Rodriguez.
The Red Sox have had all kind of defenses tonight against Rodriguez.
Hammered foul.
Remember in the first at bat tonight they had Pedroia playing where he is now. Then once Rodriguez got the count in his favor, they shifted him over to the opposite side. Once the pitch went to 2-0, the count went to 2-0, then Pedroia moves over. Then in the last at bat they were in a full shift and they get the ground ball out. Now they're pretty much playing conventional in the infield with 2 outs and 2 strikes.
The 0-2 pitch. A-Rod now 40 years old. Beltran on at first base, and the 1-2. High pop up into left field. Brock Holt has all night to get under that one and puts it away for out number 3. No runs a hit, 1 left. 6th inning, 2-0 Boston. Perks loyalty program. It's how Dunkin' Donuts shows big time appreciation to loyal fans with great offers and perks like a free beverage when you join, another on your birthday. Enroll today at ddperks.com or the Dunkin' Donuts mobile app. The Red Sox run on Dunkin'. Back at Fenway, 2-0. Red Sox in the lead as we go to the last half of the 6th inning. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Kia, and Jason Shreve will make his 10th appearance. He is 1-1, an ERA of 3.52. Travis Shaw 1 for 2, a single and a fly to center tonight. Holt and Vasquez after him, and that's in there for a strike. So a quick night for Pineda, Jerry.
Yeah, he had that pitch count up high early in the ball game, which is very unusual for him because he usually doesn't throw a lot of pitches and he doesn't walk many.
And a lefty with an 0-1. Pineda came in with an ERA near 7. Only allowed the 2 runs in 5 innings on the bloop double by Mookie Betts, but so far that has been enough for the Red Sox. Who rallied from 2-0 down last night to tie the game. Shaw had a big role in that in the 7th inning with a key hit. Jackie Bradley ripping a double to drive in a couple of runs, and then David Ortiz did what Big Papi does better than anybody. Wound up winning the game with that 8th inning homer. 2 balls and 2 strikes. One of the unsung heroes for the Red Sox last night was certainly the bullpen.
Absolutely. I think it went a little bit overlooked last night in that game because they came in and they were absolutely lights out. A combination of Bonds, Koji, and Kimbrel.
Mr. Kimbrel announcing himself in the rivalry with authority. His first taste of the Yankees and the Red Sox, and he came in throwing 99.
One thing you'll see a lot of is change-ups from Shreve. He saw that graphic we had. He throws a bunch of them.
Two missed the inside edge.
That was a fastball, but 59% of the time with 2 strikes he'll throw the changeup. And I imagine most of those are against right-handed hitters.
Red Sox once again driving up pitch counts. They did it with Pineda. Here's a 3-2 from the lefty. And foul tip to the mid. He struck him out. So 1 away in the 6th inning. And Brock Holt will march up to swing.
Now that time no changeup, but a pretty nasty fastball to the outside part of the plate to pick up the strikeout. As I said, those changeups that come on 2 strikes most of the time I would imagine are against right-handed hitters. That time maybe expecting something off speed because of the numbers, just threw the fastball away and by him.
Brock tonight is flied out and grounded out, so he's 0 for 2. Indicating a bunt, but he dances away, and it's inside for ball 1. By the way, the Red Sox today recalled infielder Marco Hernandez from the Paw Sox, and Pat Light, the right-hand pitcher, was optioned back to the Paw Sox. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and a ball inside.
Pat Light made his major league debut, of course, last week against
Atlanta.
That's right. And right here, down in Atlanta, and he was hyperventilating. It was hard for him to take a deep breath.
It really was. He was throwing 97, 98 miles an hour, but not necessarily around home plate.
Yeah, we'll see him again before the season's over. You can almost be guaranteed that. There's kind of a rotation they go through from the big leagues to AAA.
I think he has a chance to be a very good one with that velocity. 3-0 pitches outside, so on 4 straight, Brock Holt is aboard. Time for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox, and here's TC. TC, thank you. And now so Toronto goes to 11-14. And it continues to be a choppy start for the reigning American League East champs. Here's Christian Vasquez, who has singled and grounded out. Red Sox have had a lot to do with Toronto's choppy start.
Say Vasquez looking down, this with 1 out, and 0-1's a tough count, but it may be a good at bat to try a hit and run. Vasquez can move the ball the other way on the ground. He's working against a left-handed pitcher. We'll see if they do anything during this at bat.
Vasquez scored one of the 2 Red Sox runs in the 2nd inning. His nickname among the Red Sox is Yachty. Joe Kelly, who pitched to the great Yadier Molina in St. Louis, started calling him that. Noticing those skills behind the plate right away. It's quite a compliment. And he's living up to it. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Set of signs put down by Butterfield. Let's see if the hit and run is involved in that sequence.
Shreve not thrown many strikes since he came in. 12 pitches, only 4 strikes. Not much to hit yet. Kirby Yates, the right-hander, in the Yankee bullpen. The starter Pineda out of the game after 5 innings in a heavy pitch count. Over 100 pitches. Red Sox really worked him. The 1-1. Got a piece. Nesson is a brand new site for car enthusiasts. That is Nesson Fuel, your new home for everything automotive. Visit NessonFuel.com and follow Nesson Fuel on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram today. Jackie Bradley Jr. on deck. He's been on base twice tonight. Each side only has 5 hits so far. Red Sox leading 2-0. And the 1-2. Tried to hold up, but he went, and that's a swing and a miss for strike 3, says Dan Isanya.
One way to eliminate a hit and run play is stay ahead in the count, and that's exactly what happened in that at bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That ball way outside, but fooling Vasquez could not control the head of the bat. Certainly was a swing, and picks up the second out of the inning.
Jackie Bradley now. He has doubled and scored. He's also taken ball 4. Coming off a big star turn last night in the Red Sox come from behind win. And he scalds that one toward the alley. That's on the grass. It's going to keep on rolling to the triangle. That's going to bring in Brock Holt. Jackie wants 3 bases. He's going to get a stand-up triple, and the Sox lead it 3-0. That's his 3rd triple this season.
Oh, you got to love what he's doing tonight. I mean, his first at bat, he plants one against the left field wall. He walks at his 4th at bat. Now he gets a fastball that's up in the zone and hooks it to the 420.
The Yankees will go to the bullpen again, and the Red Sox have a 3-0 lead at Fenway. Stanley.
Sorry about that, Dave. 3-0 the Red Sox have the lead, and look at 2 at-bats tonight from Bradley. He'll go to the opposite field early in the game against the right-hander, taking the ball off that left field wall, and then with 2 outs here in the 6th inning, a fastball that he's going to hook. That ball's supposed to be inside. It stays out over the plate and hooks it to the 420. So Bradley using the whole field.
Stanley is the official tool of the Boston Red Sox. And Kirby Yates coming out of their bullpen to deliver a strike here to Mookie Betts, who's gone 1 for 3 with a 2-run double. 3.68 ERA for the right-hander. Jackie Bradley at third base and 2 down, so Mookie Betts with a chance to drive in his 3rd run of the game. Red Sox ahead 3-0. To the shortstop, he'll be tested off the glove of Gregorius, and a run is in, and the Sox are on top 4-0. That was going to be a tough play anyway. So Betts may have just picked up his 3rd RBI. 4-zip Boston.
Yeah, in my opinion, that should be a base hit, because I don't think Gregorius, from where he is going to be able to throw Mookie out at first base. If he comes up clean with that ground ball, he's got to spin around and throw to first, and I don't think he gets him. I think that should be a base hit.
You are correct. It will be. 3 RBIs for Mookie is 17 here in the month of April to chase in Jackie Bradley, who scores for the 2nd time. So the Red Sox starting to put some distance between themselves and the Yankees. Dustin Pedroia, the batter, he's 0 for 3.
Yeah, good time for Mookie to go too. Feels like he can get a good jump. Try to take it.
Mookie with 5 stolen bases. These have become the go-go Sox. He's not running right away, and it's boxed around by McCann, and no advance. McCann went for it a couple of times, and had Mookie been breaking immediately, he could have walked to second base.
Yeah, but I think what happened with Mookie there, he took a peek back and he saw that the ball was bouncing up the first base line, and that kind of held him at first base. Once it got away the 2nd time from McCann, that's when he thinks about going again. But when you get in a position like doing those moves, it's best to go back to first base.
Red Sox with a major league best 20 stolen bases in 22 attempts. Sox trying to make it 2 for 2 against the Yankees, and David Price on the mound on Sunday night here. Bogart's on deck. Pedroia looking for his first hit. There goes the runner. The pitch is strike. The throw. It's stolen. That is number 6. You thought he might, and you were right.
Yeah, you got to go. You know, you've got 2 outs. You got Pedroia at the plate. You take the chance. You got the pressure on him this inning, and you continue to add pressure. And McCann does not throw very well, so it's not really the pitcher you're worried about here. You're stealing on the catcher. Usually it's just stealing on the pitcher, but McCann does not throw all that well, and Mookie takes advantage of that. So now he's in scoring position with 2 outs.
I swear, as a kid, I followed some Red Sox teams that stole 21 bases over the whole season. And this team has stolen 21 in the month of April in 23 attempts. So Pedroia can drive him in and make it 5-0. One ball and 2 strikes. Sox already 2 pitchers into the Yankee bullpen. Bogarts would be next. Dustin Pedroia with 32 hits. That is number 1 in the American League. He has had an outstanding first month. With a victory here, a long way to go yet, but with a win, the Red Sox would go 14-10 for the month of April, and I think would be pretty darn happy with that.
Well, I think if anybody looked at the schedule at the end of spring training for the month of April, you would say, yeah, that's pretty good.
And as mentioned, a favorable May schedule with lots of home games at Fenway. And Jerry is promising it will warm up.
You know what's going to happen? It's going to go from like these kind of conditions to like 95 and humid. There's going to be nothing in between. You watch.
It's going to wake up the next morning. It'll be beach weather.
Yeah.
Dave Dombrowski liking the way this team has come together. And I think really enjoying the way Rick Porcello has been pitching. I mean, Porcello can be 5-0 tonight with a victory. He's been outstanding. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Rolled foul. Make sure you never miss another game by downloading the Red Sox schedule directly into your favorite calendar program. Just visit NESN.com/schedule. Rick Porcello getting some run support. They get Barbado throwing in their bullpen. A full count on Pedroia. Mookie Betts at second. And he wouldn't chase, outside, ball 4. Xander Bogaerts next. Ace Ticket is Boston's trusted source for Red Sox tickets with the best seats at the lowest prices, all with a 200% guarantee. Treat yourself or someone you love by visiting aceticket.com or by calling 1-800-MY-SEATS. Red Sox continue to build here by being patient. They've walked twice in the inning. The batter will be Xander Bogaerts. He's walked, grounded out, struck out tonight. The Red Sox with an offense that can grind you here in 2016, and one that can come back on you. That has made them a lot of fun to watch in the month of April. That ability to bounce back, to not ever be out of a game, it seems.
And I think as time goes on and weather warms up, you're going to see many more home runs from this offense.
Xander so far with 1 home run. He takes a strike. And it's 0-2.
It's another low strike right there. Ball looked to be down out of the strike zone, but tonight, I mean, you've got to, as a hitter, really expand your zone. You don't like to do that unless you got 2 strikes on you. Now Bogaerts does.
Good speed out there. Betts at second. Pedroia at first. 2 runs in. Red Sox ahead 4-0 in the 6th. He spoiled that one. Get expert emergency care without leaving the ballpark at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center First Aid Station. Visit bidmc.org. David Ortiz on deck. 2 strikes on Xander. One and 2. David Price tomorrow night at 8:05. With a victory, he would improve to 4-0. The Red Sox would then be on the road to face the White Sox, who have been one of the emerging stories in baseball. It's going to be a great summer to be a baseball fan in Chicago.
Yeah, got the White Sox playing good, the Cubs playing great.
Right now the hottest team in New York is the Mets. And that dips down low for a ball.
We got an off day on Monday, but you don't have an off day. You'll be doing the Cubs game.
Indeed, in Pittsburgh. Yep. No rest for the wicked. But a great ballpark there in Pittsburgh. That PNC Park's one of the great ballparks in the game.
It's a nice take, and you'll be able to have an off day, but not really an off day. An off day from Red Sox baseball, not from ESPN baseball.
Correct.
So do your homework.
I'll try.
least you got tomorrow to do your homework. You got an off day tomorrow too. It's on ESPN tomorrow night.
And watch the Red Sox tomorrow night. See if David Price can top what he did the other day in Atlanta. 2 on and a high chopper on the infield. Gregorius will fling it onto the bag at first to retire the side. But it's a good inning for the Red Sox. They had 2 more and double the lead to 4-0. Honoring the 1986 Red Sox season in their 24th game in '86, the Red Sox would beat the Angels 3-0. Bruce Hurst tossed a complete game shutout. He got the win for the Red Sox in a special season. Rick Porcello into his 7th inning. He's got at least 6 in every start. And the hitter McCann asking for time. He's gone 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Red Sox ahead 4-0. And getting outstanding pitching from the right-hander from New Jersey. And McCann looks at a strike. Rick's grandfather, Sam Denty, played in the 1954 World Series for the Cleveland Indians. He was a right-hand hitting shortstop. He actually made his major league debut as a member of the Boston Red Sox in 1947 after serving in World War II. Only briefly a member of the Red Sox, but he wore the uniform. 0-2 pitch is inside.
They tried that 2-seamer again inside, but that time a little bit too far inside. It didn't come back to the corner of the plate. Changeup.
And a good one. He had him way out in front to strike out McCann. He gets him for the first time tonight.
You know, this has been very interesting tonight from Porcello with his changeup, because most of them to the left-handed hitters have ended up inside. Now that's supposed to be away because you can see where Vasquez is set up, but it goes inside and it's still effective. I can count 3 or 4 changeups to lefties tonight that have stayed inside. That's unusual.
He's mixed it up so well. Castro has singled, and he's also bounced into a double play.
I mean, the last pitch from Rick was actually a mistake in location, but still got away with it.
1 man out, bases empty, 4-0. The Sox in command here. You make a great point there that, you know, we say it probably too often as broadcasters that he made Only 3 mistakes, and they all got hit hard. Sometimes a pitcher will make a number of mistakes that simply don't get hit.
You're exactly right. And that was a very good example. I mean, it was supposed to be a changeup. It was supposed to be a way. It stayed inside, but he got a strikeout.
Foul tipped. He's had a really good changeup, though, tonight. Nesson looking for youth baseball and softball teams to be a live studio audience for Nesson Clubhouse. Visit NessonClubhouse.com, click on studio audience, and you can enter your son or daughter's team right now. 0-2 on the way, and he left it high. Tampa Bay knocked off Toronto, as TC showed you, 4-3. Baltimore has a 5-3 lead in the 7th on the White Sox. They've cooled them off a little bit. That one bounces right by everybody. Sox with 2 runs in the 2nd, 2 more in the 6th inning. They knocked the starter for the Yankees, Pineda, out of the ball game after 5 innings. Red Sox really grinded him down. Here's the 2-2. A floater toward left center. Jackie Bradley, an easy play. 2 down.
Now, tonight is not about strikeouts for Porcello. There was a game last year against the Yankees. Yes, it was about strikeouts, but not tonight. Tonight has been about mixing his pitches in great control.
He pitched the best game by a Sox starter last year, that 13 strikeout gem on September 1 against the Yankees. That was over 8 innings. That tied the Red Sox record for most strikeouts against the Yankees at Fenway Park. He tied Pedro Martinez, who did it in 2001. Porcello was magnificent in that one. Pedro was here yesterday, down in the clubhouse, lighting up the clubhouse with that smile.
Yeah, same thing again today. Was in the Red Sox clubhouse. He comes in, he says hello to everybody, walks over. I mean, it's just like he's still playing. It's unbelievable. I wish he was, but it's not the case.
He could still go 6. The Hall of Famer. Foul out of play.
It's interesting, Dave. We were talking yesterday with Pedro, and we were talking about Vasquez behind the plate, and he agrees with me, because I said, who does he remind you of? And he said, oh, Ivan Rodriguez. And that's exactly who I thought. You know, when I first saw Vasquez too in spring training, that the first person I thought about was Ivan Rodriguez. I mean, because of the body type, the quick feet, the strong throwing arm. And Pedro just absolutely loves Vasquez.
And to take charge back there. 2-2. He slapped that one foul. Gregorius has reached on a walk. He is 0 for 1 tonight. But that is high praise coming from a Hall of Famer like Pedro.
Yeah, Pedro is so smart. I mean, he is just a pleasure to sit down and talk baseball with.
I like sitting down and watching him pitch. That is in there for strike 3. Got him looking. Another good inning for Porcello. 1-2-3. He's working on a shutout over the Yankees. Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By the great folks at Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. And by the University of Massachusetts, here for a reason. Well, the fans have had their stretch. David Ortiz about to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. Red Sox up 4-0. Johnny Barbado, a right-hander from Miami, 23 years old, will become the 4th Yankee pitcher in this one.
9th game for Barbado.
They got him from San Diego in December of 2014. And will face Big Papa, who has single, walked, and grounded out to second base. And the first one to Big Papi. He's taking, and it's wide for a ball. Coming into tonight now, in the 207 regular season games that Ortiz has played against the Yankees, the Red Sox have gone 105, 102. And when he's not in the lineup, the Red Sox are 13-22 against the Yankees. So he makes all the difference, as he did again, incredibly, last night. There was some romp around the bases, too. And hugging a couple of young fans when he got near the Red Sox dugout. Big swing and a miss. He went for the downs on that one.
Sitting on a fastball and a fastball count, 2 balls, no strikes. A little bit too high for David that time, about letter high. Pretty good velocity too at 95 miles an hour. Not pretty good, very good.
Here's the 2-1 from Barbado, and there's a swing and a high fly ball to right field. Way back she goes, and he's done it again. Back-to-back nights for the big fella.
I want to show you the difference in pitch location and what the results are. We'll take a look at the last 2 pitches. The fastball is going to be high on the 2-0 count, the swing and miss. It's about letter high. Now he drops it down to about knee high, and Ortiz loses it. That is right in his swing path.
Boy, did he know it, too. A little bit different from last night. He wasn't positive. The one he took over the monster because it almost hit the top of the wall. This one was way gone instantaneously. It's number 5 and number 508 and counting.
Shifted Matt at that time, unless they had somebody over the Red Sox bullpen, which is not legal.
399. 399 feet. 5-0 Boston. And Hanley Ramirez will try and follow. He's gone 0 for 3 tonight. 2 strikeouts and a fly to right field. Speedway proud to be New England's first choice for value and convenience. And for every Red Sox home run this season, Speedway donates $500 to the Boston Children's Hospital. Stop by a Speedway store near you and pick up your Speedway rewards card and start earning points today. And the 1-1. A declining player retires.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing going backward here.
No, and John Farrell was talking about that today because all the questions, from writers who come in from New York, obviously, they want to know about David Ortiz and what it's like the last trip around and whether he might change his mind. And, Farrell was saying, look, he's planning on retiring, but there's no retirement in his play right now. It's not like a guy who is struggling in his last years of playing. I mean, there was no struggle last year. There's been no struggle so far this season. As a matter of fact, this is one of the best Aprils I can remember him having.
Guys, my only question is teams that get, David Ortiz gifts, should they keep their receipts just in case? Just throwing it out there as a suggestion.
fouled away. Gary, I like the fact that last night you asked him in the start of the game interview, and he gave you a direct answer. He said, I've made up my mind. You know, it's a done deal. But I like that you asked him that question, and I hope you'll keep on asking him.
And I told him, I was going to say, David, I'm going to ask you this literally every single time this happens. And I think he left the door slightly cracked because he said, it's a long season, but I think I've made up my mind. So, yeah, he slammed it right back in my face.
It's closed. His mind is made up.
3-2 to Hanley. And bounced it up there for ball 4. And you and I have talked about this, Jerry, and I think you agree with me that it's not the season. It's not these at bats. It's not the nights, the 162. It's what he has to do to get ready for that.
Yeah, and you've got to remember, you know, the last few years for David have been awfully tough with the Achilles problems. And that takes a grind on him throughout the course of a season. That's why John Farrell is picking spots for him now. For example, when they went to interleague play, he didn't play in a couple of games. They give him some time off. He came back with a vengeance. You know, you have to pick your spots with him now. And from a player's point of view, there just comes a point where you get tired of preparing for the long season. You get tired of the travel of a long season. And you want to watch your kids grow up. And I think David has got to that point. It's not ability-wise. It's everything else that goes along with it.
Travis Shaw takes a strike. He is now 2 home runs behind Carl Yastrzemski on the Red Sox home run list. So closing in on one Hall of Famer after another. Extra base hits, RBIs, home runs. I mean, it's going to be a glorious year for David at the pace that he is establishing here. He's well on a 100 RBI pace yet again. So if in fact he is done, he's going out in great style. But it's just so rare to see an American athlete in the last year of their career performing at this level. That one punched and threw off of Headley's glove. It caroms into center field. Anthony Ramirez taking off for third base. He's going to reach. Travis Shaw with his second hit in this game.
Travis Shaw reaches out on a slider and pokes it to buy the shift of Chase Headley at third base. To see how far Headley is off third base, he gets a glove on it. Now that's a ball right there that Hanley makes the read himself. It's the play is right in front of him, so he knows better than the third base coach on whether to go or not. He doesn't have to check the third base coach. He's made that decision already.
So first and third for the Red Sox. Nobody out. The batter will be Brock Holt. And the Sox trying to blow this one open, ahead 5-0 in the 7th inning. Infielding close now for the Yankees. We just don't see it in American sport where a guy is performing, you know, right near the highest level he's ever performed at, and he's about to say goodbye.
Yeah, but you know what? Isn't it better that way?
Oh, I think so.
I really do think so. You know, you watch some of these boxers, you know, who continue to fight when they shouldn't be in there fighting. They're fighting for a paycheck. And it's sad to watch. It really is. Willie Mays at the end of his career. That was sad to watch. I thought Derek Jeter hung around maybe a couple of years too long.
Right.
That's just my opinion.
I agree with you, and it's certainly not happening with Big Papi. He's going to go out on top, and that's how you will always remember David Ortiz. 2-0 foul tip off the catcher's mitt. And I think that's a wonderful thing. I mean, that will be his legacy. You know, you saw him still at the top of his game on his last day.
Yeah, and if this pace could continue, the ultimate goal for Ortiz would obviously to get into the playoffs and get into a World Series again and have more postseason heroics. What an ending that would be.
He's worn out the Yankees in the postseason. 5 home runs in the playoffs against them. Brock is 0-for-2 with a walk and a run. Nobody out, 2 on. Christian Vasquez on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Red Sox about hit the Yankees 9-5. David Ortiz with a no-doubter of a home run here in the 7th inning, number 5 this season for Big Papi, and his second in as many nights. Rip foul. Did you know NESN is on Instagram? Be sure to follow us to keep up with all things Red Sox this season. Visit Instagram.com/NESN and follow now. Hanley Ramirez at third base. Travis Shaw at first base. And a 2-2 to Brock Holt. Now full count. Red Sox have accepted 5 walks tonight.
Now the only danger of sending Travis Shaw right now on the 3-2 count is a line drive to an infielder when you double him up. Other than that, you might as well go ahead and go.
The 3-2 on the way. Fouled away as he spoiled a pretty good pitch, a fastball. Now, the Red Sox win this one, they will be playing for a 3-game sweep of their rival Yankee team tomorrow night, and it'll be David Price. That'll be on Sunday Night Baseball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fouled back again. A long at bat here for Brock.
And we see Travis going at first base again. As I mentioned, the only danger in that is a line drive to an infielder where they can double him off. Other than that, you've got to send him on this 3-2 count, nobody out. And you got a guy obviously that doesn't strike out very much in Brock Holt.
They lead away on the corners again. Here comes the 3-2 once again. Spoiled once more. So that's 9 pitches into the at bat. We've said it before. This is a tough lineup to pitch to. A very tough lineup.
It really is. You know, right 1 through 9. I mean, they're going to battle you all the way through. You look at the 9 hitter in the lineup tonight for the Red Sox. He's been on base 3 times: a double, a triple, and a walk.
Nick Goody loosening in their bullpen. He would be the 4th reliever to get in for the Yankees. 3-2. There goes Shaw swinging a high fly ball down that line toward the pesky pole. And off to the right of it, and a foul ball. Oh, so close again. Red Sox have taken aim at it a couple of times tonight. John Farrell is out on the top step.
Yeah, that is a very difficult one for us up here in the booth to judge because of the angle we are at looking at that pole.
And John is going to ask for the crew chief perhaps take a look at this, and that'll be the case. This is not a challenge for the manager. Did it go over the top of the pole? That's the question, I think.
It is so tough to make that call. Let's take a look. As we look down from the right field camera, it looks like it's clearly foul from that angle right there.
They will take a look nonetheless.
Now, from that angle, it looks a little bit different, doesn't it?
Sure does.
But I think the best angle is off first.
Well, this would be something if they decided it went over the pesky pole and winds up a 3-run homer.
Well, we might see is Holt get into the dugout and go into the pesky pole dance like
right.
he did on Pedroia.
Oh, that would be worth it.
That hit the pole.
Yeah. He and Clay Buchholz got together on the Grand Slam dance after Dustin Pedroia slammed one into the pesky pole the other night for 4 RBIs. You saw Alan Porter, the first base umpire, ruling it a foul ball, but they will take a look at it. Red Sox ahead here 5-0, and sitting pretty behind Rick Porcello, who's been terrific again.
You know, the umpire that has the best look at that obviously is the home plate umpire and the first base umpire, who is running down the line to get the best look that he can. But that is such a difficult ball, you know, to call, the one that is over the pole. It really is tough.
I love all the fans making the call, you know, twirling the finger. I love that, helping out. Well, they saw it as a 3-run homer. So in New York, they take a long look. And if they change the call, it's a 3-run homer, and that would be the 3rd home run of the season for Brock.
And if they don't change it, they'll blame New York, right? Because they're looking at it in New York.
And again, this is different from a challenge from a manager. This is the crew chief who decides to review it. So it's not a lost challenge in any event for John Farrell. He still maintains his challenge. And they are going to call it a foul ball. So they uphold the call. This is some at bat, though. Some at bat for Brock Holt here.
Yeah, this is going on for a long time.
It's gone 10 pitches so far. It's getting close to what Ryan Hannigan did the other day in Houston. 13 pitches. Hanley Ramirez at third base, Travis Shaw at first base. Red Sox with a 5-0 lead. There's nobody out in this inning. And Barbado trying to put away Brock. Here comes the 3-2 again. Fouled off again.
You know who's going to work out right now? Travis Shaw at first base. He's been off with every pitch with the exception of one.
He had a 10-pitch at bat in the second inning. Here comes the 12th pitch of this at bat. There goes Shaw again, and again it is flicked foul.
And he's fouling off some very tough pitches. I mean, pitches that are down and in, inside corner, outside part of the plate, and back goes Travis Shaw. Here's that last pitch. It's away, too close to take, especially with this strike zone tonight, and fouling it off third base way. Here goes Travis again. And he's saying right now, give me a break. Put the ball in play in fair territory.
Runner going, and finally that one chopped and off the glove, and here comes the run. Ramirez will score. Castro went lurching to his right, did not get it cleanly, and the Sox lead it 6-0. Well, it paid off in the end for Brock Holt.
Certainly did. What an at bat by Holt, and the ball just bouncing out of the glove of Castro at second base. With Shaw off at first, so they have no chance of getting it out. I think that's going to go as a base hit.
We'll see how they rule on it.
Shaw saying thank you. He finally made contact. He almost ran into Gregorius, the shortstop.
They're going to charge an error on the play, although Holt will get an RBI. So he got something out of it. Driving in another run. I think that's a tough play.
Yeah, my question is, where is he going to get an out? You know, I mean, he's not going to get out at second base because the run is off. Is he going to be able to get Holt at first base if he makes that play?
He's not going to get a force at second base.
No, he's not going to get a force at second. And the question is, would he get Holt at first? Because, you know, that ball's going to take him about 3 or 4 more steps after he catches it.
No,
is he going to be able to throw Holt out?
That should be a hit.
I believe so. I mean,
I think it's an above average effort play, especially with the infield in. You could see that changed.
I think you could see it change because, you know, infield in makes a difference too. And I mean, look where he's got to try to make that play. If he catches it, how does he stop himself, and how does he throw Holt out at first base?
Right. And if he catches it cleanly and has no play, it's a base hit. Vasquez slices that one foul. He's gone 1 for 3 with a single. Sox have added 2 more. Still nobody out in this inning. And leading it 6-0. It's been a long rest for Rick Porcello, but he'll take it as the Red Sox continue to score. Shaw at second, Holt at first base, and nobody out. One fouled away. Robbie Ross Jr. now throwing in the bullpen. So John Farrell may be going to that pen as once again Rick Porcello goes deep. Pitches exceptionally well. The last time Porcello delivered a pitch was on our clock 22 minutes ago. The 1-2 to Vasquez. And a breaking ball in there. That's the first out of the inning as he is struck out looking. And here comes Girardi again. He's been a busy manager, making trips to the mound tonight, which is a great sign for the Red Sox. He's going to bring on his 4th relief pitcher in this contest. And we'll take the break as well. The Red Sox out in front 6-0 over the Yankees. Smile about moment, and Jackie Bradley has been doing this frequently, so lots of smiles. Another triple.
He's had a great night tonight, using the whole ballpark, and this ball rolling all the way to the 420. Bradley with that 2-out triple, and then followed by a Betts 2-out single to drive in a run, gave the Red Sox a 2-run 6th inning. A lot of the Red Sox runs, 4 of them in this ball game, coming with 2 outs.
Jackie's also doubled and scored and taken ball 4, so he has not been retired. 1 man out, first and second here for the Red Sox. And here's Nick Goody out of Orlando, Florida, formerly a star at Louisiana State. Outstanding baseball school. And he becomes the 4th relief pitcher to go for Girardi tonight. I'm not sure if Porcello will continue. He's been waiting for a long time. He'll gladly take all the runs, of course. But if he goes to 5-0, he joins some terrific company in the month of April by winning every start this month, should that happen. The 0-1 pitch. There are 3 other pitchers who have done that this month. Will not pitch again in the month of April. Jake Arrieta, who is like a no-hitter waiting to happen. Chris Sale, the ace of the White Sox, and Jordan Zimmerman. You're talking about 3 terrific pitchers, and Porcello would join them as the only other starter to win all 5 April starts. 1-1 hammered. That one down the line. Shaw's in to score. It goes all the way to the warning track. Here comes Brock Holt. Jackie on his way. Another triple. He's done it again. 2 more runs in. 2 triples and a double for JBJ. Boy, he's some kind of hot right now.
Yes, he is. On base 4 times. You mentioned the 2 triples. He's got 3 runs batted in. He's got a double, and he's got a walk. He gets a little breaking ball at time, a slider that just stays right over the heart of the plate. And if he ever get the bat head out on that. That ball skips on the grass, goes all the way to the wall. 2 runs come across. Infield back in now, but the Red Sox have really opened this one up.
8-0. And here comes Mookie Betts. Mookie has 3 RBIs in this game. So the Red Sox teeing off on the Yankees here in the 2nd night of the series. Infield is in for New York with 1 away. A 4-run 7th so far. Mookie with a double, a single, a stolen base, 3 RBIs. And that's a strike. The inning began with a David Ortiz no-doubter blast to right field, his 5th home run of the season. And the Sox have taken off from there. Travis Shaw with a base hit. Brock Holt with a high chop on the infield we think should have been a base hit. Jackie Bradley now with a 2-run triple. Stopped at the plate by McCann. Jackie's 4 triples, and half of them have come tonight, leads the majors. We have seen him get incredibly hot before. He did for stretches last year. He seems to be locked in right now. And a 1-2. He would not offer. Sox have exploded for 8 runs, 10 hits. Here's the 2-2 to Mookie. 3-2. Remember last year, Jackie had a string of 11 consecutive hits for extra bases at one point. The 3-2 home. And down he goes swinging. That's out number 2. Now Dustin Pedroia will become the 8th man to hit for the Sox in this 7th inning, ahead 8-0. He's gone 0 for 3 with a walk so far tonight. Sox with 2 runs in the 2nd, 2 runs in the 6th inning, and now 4 here in the bottom of the 7th. And Pedroia eyes a strike. Dustin closing out what has been a very fine month of April. Number 1 in the American League in hits at the moment. Now we're seeing handshakes for Porcello, so he's done.
Yeah, he's been sitting around too long, and you got the score up to 8-0 right now. There's really no point of him going back out there now with that lead, and especially sitting on the bench as long as he has.
Well, he's become, an automatic 6-7 innings for this Red Sox rotation. And in line to go to 5-0 in April. Here's the 1-1. Little trickler toward third, a foul by Pedroia. On Tuesday at 7:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU. TC will preview Stephen Wright's start in Chicago against the White Sox. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Rick Porcello's ERA with tonight's effort has dropped to 2.76. And Stephen Wright, well, he's automatic. He's been super reliable. Price coming off 14 strikeouts. This rotation is starting to really shape up. Stephen messing with us with the stare. It's got a great personality. Here's the 1-2. Check swing, but he went, and that is strike 3. That's how the inning ends. But the Red Sox pile up 4. It started with David Ortiz. Big Poppy wailing away his second home run in 2 nights, and it's 8-0 Red Sox. Outstanding effort. The 2016 CVS Health Charity Classic features more than the nation's best golfers. Don't miss the Charity Classic benefit concert featuring Grammy award-winning Lady Antebellum at the Dunkin' Donuts Center, Providence on June 28th. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com/Charity Classic Fenway. So he's on the verge of going to 5-0 in the month of April. Closing out today, and the Red Sox tomorrow night on Sunday Night Baseball to be taking on the New York Yankees, looking for possibly a sweep. Certainly will be the case. This score holds. Be Robbie Ross coming out of the bullpen. So Porcello goes 7, allowing 5 hits, struck out 6. He walked 1. Marco Hernandez just recalled, is now at second base. So Dustin Pedroia is done for the night. Chase Headley, the batter, gently hit up the middle. Hernandez tested right away, and he bobbles it. So Headley will be safe at first base.
Now, he had himself positioned well. I mean, he was close to the bag at second base, and it looked like he was going to be able to make the play on this, but the ball just pops right out of his glove. You see where he's located and where he has to go. Behind the second base bag into the shortstop side. Got a little bit of a late break, and I think that because he did that, he kind of had to rush a little bit and never had control of the baseball. That's going to go as an error on Hernandez.
So a rare base runner for the Yankees tonight. We'll send up Jacoby Ellsbury, who's gone 0 for 3. I really believe, Jerry, and I wonder if you do too, that had the Red Sox won a playoff spot in 2011, that Jacoby Ellsbury would have been the most valuable player in the American League.
That's a very good possibility, Dave.
He hit .321.
Yep.
32 homers. Drove in 105 runs.
Yes.
Leadoff man.
As a leadoff man.
212 hits. scored 119 runs, 39 stolen bases, and he won the Gold Glove.
That's not a bad season.
Now, Verlander won the MVP that year, and he had a great year. But the Red Sox failed to make the postseason on the last day. And I really think that's what it came down to. Had the Sox secured a postseason spot, he's the guy.
And I'm not one that's against pitchers winning MVPs. I'm not. But that was one heck of a year for Jacoby.
The power, the speed, the defense.
Everything was there.
Dustin Pedroia was number 9 that year in the MVP balloting. That's foul tipped into the mitt, and down he goes for strike 3.
Robbie Ross coming right after him with a fastball. Once he got 2 strikes on him, fastball a little bit away from Jacoby. Was supposed to be inside, but it leaks to the middle of the plate. Still no contact.
One away in the 8th inning. Red Sox with a commanding 8-0 lead. Tonight getting outstanding starting pitching. Getting the home run ball from Big Papi. Timely hitting. Putting it all together. We're seeing that more and more frequently with this Red Sox team, with the pitching and hitting coming together. As Gardner takes a pitch inside. And for a couple of weeks there, it was one or the other. But when it comes together, you get 8-0.
Well, the thing that impresses me also about this offense of the Red Sox, remember the conditions we played in the month of April. I mean, it's not ideal hitting weather. And I think this offense in many ways is going to get even better once the weather gets better. I think they're going to hit with more power. There's going to be more home runs hit. It's a good lineup. It's a very good lineup.
I agree. And the Red Sox are leading the American League in runs scored even without the home run ball, which is starting to come. He expects Xander to hit maybe 15, 18 home runs. You know that Hanley Ramirez is going to hit more than he's hit to this point. It's been a little while since he's hit him. Travis Shaw, David Ortiz with his power, Dustin Pedroia, Jackie Bradley.
Yeah, Mookie Betts.
And of course Mookie, who has 4.
So there are plenty of threats in the Red Sox lineup for the long ball, but right now they're not relying on that. They don't have to.
Over 5 runs a game to lead the American League. 3-1. A called strike. Beltran on deck. The Yankees have been held to 5 hits. Another crisp performance from Rick Porcello. The 3-2 slapped to short. Bogarts will go to second base for the certain out on the force, and there are 2 down.
I like the way Bogarts played that because you know on contact with Gardner up there that you got no chance to get a double play the way the ball's hit. So all you're trying to do is make sure you get the force out at second base. The Bogarts, no rush. Make sure I catch the ground ball and just get the out at second base. I know there's not going to be 2.
Be sure to subscribe to NESN's YouTube page to stay up to date on the latest sports news and exclusive interviews. Visit youtube.com/NESN now.
I got nothing more, Dave. I got the talkie overuse tonight. It's happened about 3 times. Not good.
Got a lot to get in. Lot to get in. His Aaron Hicks, who will hit for Beltran. So they're going to their bench, as the Red Sox have as well. Gardner at first base with 2 away, and down and in for a ball. With a victory, the Red Sox would go to 14-10. The Yankees would drop to 8-14. Right now the White Sox are helping the Red Sox cause because they are out in front of Baltimore late. And if the scores hold, the Sox would move to within a half a game of the Orioles for first place. That's a jam job. Shot out to short. Bogart's on the run. Nice play. He gets him at first base, and that retires the side. One man is left. Still 8-0 Red Sox in the 8th inning. Summary brought to you by Xfinity. A short night for Michael Pineda. That's where the Yankees' problems really started. Only 5 innings. Porcello was outstanding once again, in line to go to 5-0, 7 innings, just 5 hits, no runs, 6 Ks. Jackie Bradley has tripled twice tonight. David Ortiz with another home run, second night in a row. It's been a great night for the Red Sox. A number of changes here for the Yankees as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Hicks will stay in the game to play right field. Ackley now at first base, and Romine is the new catcher. Xander Bogaerts hammers that one to deep short. That'll be a base hit off the glove of Gregorius. So Xander with his first hit tonight, and the 11th of the night for the Red Sox.
A lot of ground balls for Bogaerts tonight. One was a 5-3, one was a 6-3. This one's a base hit.
And that'll bring up Chris Young. He'll hit for David Ortiz in the DH spot. So pinch hitting.
Well, nice night for David. A base hit, a walk, ground out, then the home run.
By the way, his 49th home run against the New York Yankees. In there for a strike on Young.
I love that last sequence with David. You know, it's amazing how just a little bit of a change in location of pitch can make a difference, you know, and I find that very interesting of power guys. I mean, they threw one fastball by him on a 2-0 count that was up in the zone about letter high. Then the next pitch came down to about just above the knees, and he absolutely crushed it.
And that was one of those classic Ortiz swings and end results, that high arcing home run. It seems like it's never going to come down. Just shy of 400 feet.
There's a location. You can see it about knee high over the middle of the plate, and that classic Ortiz follow through. That ball bouncing around that exit sign, down the ramp.
Everybody wants one of those at Fenway, don't they?
Well, everybody wants, every time they come, they want to see Ortiz hit a home run. Now that's hard to live up to, right? But I mean, that's what fans come to see. They want to see David Ortiz hit a home run. And he's pleasing him quite a bit over the last couple of nights.
Yeah. Ever since he arrived in Boston. Two. High pop up by Young. The shortstop Gregorius does the breaststroke and puts it away. And that was an Ortiz fan who wound up with the ball. Isn't that a beautiful thing?
Yeah, but look at the guy in front of him. You might think he got it. I mean,
I think he won the lottery.
I mean, he didn't even get the base. Imagine if he would have got the baseball.
He's just near the guy.
He's
who
still
has
going.
It's amazing the joy a baseball brings.
Yeah.
Andy Ramirez looking for his first hit. He has struck out twice, flied to right, walked and scored.
It's also amazing the pain it brings when you can't hit it.
That's not true. I mean, you were a good hitter. You were an all-star caliber player.
Yes, but I made many outs.
Well, even the greats make 7 out of every 10, don't they? Fouled away 0-2.
Yeah, I wouldn't exactly put great in front of me. I'd say, major league player.
Yeah.
Okay, did okay, didn't gave the best he had every day.
Did
but
very well. Yep.
Great doesn't fit in really any part of the game. So, but I'm very proud of the time I spent on the field.
Well, you should be, and you got to play here for the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, I've been a lucky guy.
Not too shabby. 1-2 on Hanley. Been a good night for that man too. Travis Shaw with a couple of hits. Red Sox have pounded out 11. Last night a vastly different game as the Sox came from behind late and shocked the Yankees. Tonight the Red Sox got 2 in the second inning and have just added on throughout the night. 2 in the 6th and 4 in the 7th. Got a piece of that one. There's a 5-game hitting streak on the line for Hanley now.
That's a good foul ball by Hanley too, because that was a pretty nasty pitch, a slider that was down and away from him, and somehow with kind of an awkward looking swing is able to foul it off. That was all wrist.
Hanley sitting at 277 at the moment with 1 home run. Fouled it off the catcher. That got a piece of Romine. Actually, it was the umpire right up into the chest protector of Isanya. Not a whole lot of protection there, unlike the old days.
They had the old balloon for a chest protector.
The 2-2 on the way. Now the Orioles have battled back to tie up the White Sox 7-7 in the 8th inning. So a bit of a wild one there at Camden Yards tonight. Red Sox would love to see the White Sox get them. There's a shot into left field for a base hit. And they kind of flipping the bat as he reaches first base, his first hit.
Had been a very frustrating night for Hanley. A couple of bad calls on him early in the ball game. He flew out, then he walked, and now he gets a breaking ball right there. Remember the ball that he fouled off to give himself another chance? Well, he takes advantage of that second chance with the line drive base hit.
Rutledge will run for him. Josh Rutledge now in the game. So that'll put Red Sox at first and second. And Travis Shaw bidding for his 3rd hit. Let's go to Gary.
Guys, here we are about to close the book on April, and it's this guy who has the second highest batting average on the team. So naturally, I asked Travis, hey, is that the most impressive thing you're going to take away from your first month as being an everyday player? And he actually quickly deferred to his defensive prowess and specifically his defensive durability. He had a funny story. He said, Gary, you know, they told me I was the opening day third baseman, but I didn't really know what was going to come after that. And here we are, guys, 24 games into the season. You only need 2 fingers for this. Travis Shaw, Mookie Betts, the only 2 members of the Boston Red Sox to start every game.
Indeed. Travis Shaw with the ability to play a couple of different positions, but has settled in so comfortably at third base. And I think Gary's right. I mean, the defensive work that he has done, you don't think twice about at third base.
But very solid. You know, he's not a flashy third baseman by any means, but he's very solid defensively. I mean, a little showing some range to his left right there, able to go down, make the play, get the force out at second base.
Fouled away, and that one got inside the Red Sox dugout.
You know, we're talking about me as a player, and you know, a lot of the generation that goes around now, they ask me, you know, what kind of player were you? You know what I tell them? I played like Dustin Pedroia without his talent. And that's basically what it was. I mean, I tried as hard as Dustin, but I didn't have his talent.
I think you're being very, very honest, maybe brutally honest about yourself, but the 0-2 on the way. Now, Dustin Pedroia's ability to combine those things is what makes him a great player.
Yep.
And he's off to a great start. I don't think you can underestimate the health that he came into the season with, into spring training. His hands feel great. That hamstring from last year feels great. And he's got 32 hits to lead the American League after the first month. And he's playing Gold Glove defense.
And I love it. I really love it when somebody says something negative about him, and it may be the smallest thing. You know, like he's lost some range. Oh, that's, to me, I love it because I know he's reading about it, listening to it, and he's got to prove him wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just certain guys that if something's said about them, they're going to prove him wrong. And he's one of them. Yeah, I mean, he's right at the top of the list. Oh, yeah? You're going to say that about me? I'll show you.
He doesn't look like he's lost a thing.
No, not at all.
He's off to a great start. And David Ortiz with 5 home runs in the first month, 19 RBIs, waved at and missed. Travis Shaw will hit over 300 for his first full month as the everyday third baseman. Well, if you have a son or daughter who wants to learn more about baseball and the Red Sox, make sure you visit NESSONClubhouse.com. Videos, games, a lot more, fun, free, and easy to use. Visit NESSONClubhouse.com today. The kids never get cold. You know, unlike the rest of us, they never get cold.
Actually, we've got the window up tonight, and it's pretty comfortable in here.
It really is.
No wind, no wind blowing in our face. That's when it becomes unbearable at this high altitude.
Here we are.
Right.
Nice to see Marty, the intern, WEEI intern, working away.
Very popular dude.
With Joe and Tim. AKA Marty. That's who we named him after he caught a foul ball. That one trickled toward the hole, and it's going to get through. A seeing-eye single. Bogaerts will be held at third base as the throw comes in. The bases are going to be loaded on the base hit by Brock Holt.
Well, that should be Holt's second hit of the night because, in my opinion, the last time up with the infield in should have been a base hit. Instead, they gave the second baseman an error on that play, and I thought it should have been a hit. This one just squeezes by the glove of Didi Gregorius at shortstop. They can't send the runner because Gardner was so shallow out there in left field.
That'll bring up Vasquez with 2 down. The bases all loaded up. Red Sox hungry for more, already leading at 8-0. And he'll take a strike. He has a base hit. That was back in the second inning when the Red Sox scored twice on the double by Mookie Betts. Mookie driving in 3 runs. Jackie Bradley driving in 3 runs. Jackie Bradley with 2 triples and a double out of the 9 spot. He's on deck. Fly ball well struck to right, but Hicks is there, and the Red Sox will leave him loaded. They've got plenty, though, as we go to the ninth. 8-0. The Red Sox beating up on the Yankees. Following Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, we have a full recap of Day 3 of the NFL Draft, and we'll take you behind the scenes for a look at the special New Balance Fenway Park sneakers. NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do. Several changes here as we go to the ninth inning for the Red Sox defensively. Rutledge takes over at third base, and Travis Shaw moves across the diamond over to first base. And Junichi Tazawa called on to end this thing with the Red Sox out in front 8-0. They have out-hit the Yankees 13-5 and pounded away tonight on Yankee pitching. So the Red Sox on the verge of taking the first two of this 3-game series, which will end on Sunday Night Baseball with David Price doing the honors. And a high fly foul by Romine off to the right. Romine hitting .313, no homers, 1 run batted in. Yankees going heavy to their bench here the last couple of innings. And Taz with the 0-1 and deals a strike. We are in the ninth, and the Red Sox on the verge of wrapping up the month of April at 14-10. And given how difficult the schedule was and the weather and the travel, I think John Farrell and the Red Sox are going to be very, very happy with this first month, all things considered. Here comes the 1-2 to Romine. In there, he got him looking. 1 man out.
Now Tazawa staying with the fastball here. He's got a big lead. Comes after him with the fastball, and pretty nasty right at the bottom of the strike zone to pick up the strikeout.
And it'll send up Ronald Torreyes, who was acquired by the Yankees back in January from the Angels. And he will take one down and in for a ball. Eight runs on 13 hits for the Red Sox. No runs on 5 hits for the Yankees. That tells you a lot about the offense tonight. But if you're just joining us, Rick Porcello was tremendous again.
Yeah, it was a brilliant performance tonight by Porcello, really mixing up his pitches well. He had him off balance all night. His two-seamer, his changeup, his curveball, threw everything tonight with great spots.
Struck out 6, walked only 1 man in 7 innings, did not allow a run, tossed a 5-hitter. And maybe the only thing that kept Rick from going out for an 8th inning was the Red Sox offense, because that inning, that 7th inning, was so long. The Red Sox were hitting for about a half an hour.
Yeah, his pitches was certainly under control, but you don't want a guy sitting around for a long time, especially in cool weather. You know, you stiffen up a little bit, and the Red Sox had the lead so they could go to the bullpen.
And save him a couple of innings. Here comes the 2-1. On the ground to Bogaerts. Has been so steady. 2 up and 2 down. So the Red Sox are 1 out away from winning the series, regardless of what happens on Sunday night. But now they can start thinking about a sweep of the New York Yankees in the first head-to-head clash of 2016. You may see a broom or two in Fenway come tomorrow night. Here's Ackley. And again, David Price on the mound on Sunday. 2 down, bases empty in the 9th inning, and that's strike 1. That's a marvelous way to end the first month of the season. Red Sox about to go to 14-10. And could be as close as a half game out of first place heading into the month of May. 0-2. That was a nasty split.
It certainly was, and it's one you got no chance on because it starts out as a ball. It starts out below the knees and ends up at the ankles.
Tazawa looking to end it right here. And just missed.
The way he was calling strikes early in the game, that could have been strike 3.
We would love to see you here at Fenway. The Red Sox are playing some really good baseball. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball wrapped right into the shifts on the first, and that'll do it. The Red Sox win this one going away tonight. 8-0. Jackie Bradley with a couple of triples. Big Poppy slamming a home run. Rick Porcello was outstanding. TC, it all comes together. It's a beautiful thing. And tomorrow, the Red Sox go for the sweep of the Yankees.